Hello and welcome to the quarterfinals of the Austrian Legacy League Cup. I'm Philipp Klein, and my two co-hosts are with me.
Yep.
And I need to mute myself. Oh my god.
Why muting? Muting is not good.
I've had my self-echoing from the Twitch channel.
Ah.
So yeah, how are you guys today? We have a great. I hope we have some great matches tonight. Today we are streaming the first quarterfinal and the second quarterfinal from the Austrian Legacy League Cup. The first match we are seeing is Abs and Maverick versus Delver. It's Christian Münster versus Andreas Schaubmayer. And the second one we are seeing today is Christoph Igelsböck on Black-White Eldrazi versus, I think it's Mario Hinterberger on
Yeah.
Death and Texas. Am I right?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that looks good. So, Daniel,
Yeah.
could you tell our viewers something about our tournament and our
For sure.
tournament structure?
Of course. I guess, or I hope, if listeners watched our previous streams, you should have an idea about what the Austrian Legacy Cup is. But for guys that just turned into the stream, we can have a look at the tournament plan for our Legacy Cup. This is an online webcam tournament which consists of 4 different groups A to D, with a total of 16 different players from our community battling each other in a double round robin system for a group stage. And after that, which we reached now actually, we have a knockout tournament, let's say. Just quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, and then small finals as well. And so we today reached the quarterfinals. And what you guys will see today is 2 matches of the quarterfinals, which are, I think, best of 5 if we agreed on that. Maybe you guys can confirm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So since Magic is what we want to see, you won't miss any matches today. So no backup match or parallel matches. You get to see the full experience of each matches and the best of 5 version of the matches, of course.
Yeah, that's, I don't know if our viewers notice, we are playing the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and also the finals in best of 5 matches.
Yep.
Did you already said that?
Yeah, I
Oh
literally
my
just
God.
said that, but it's okay. So yeah, the idea is of course that you can have the best Magic and Legacy experience, of course. And we figured that with best of 5 matches, this would be the best case for viewers and for our players as well, of course. As you can see in the graphics, we have the 8 quarterfinalists listed up for you guys. Philip, you already mentioned today the quarterfinals is for Christoph Igelsböck versus Mario Hinterberger. This will be actually our second match of the evening, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And our first match will be Andreas Schaubmayer versus Christian Münster. Before we head over to these matches, what do you think about the matchups, the players, and what can we expect from today?
Yeah. For me, both matches are really, really close. They are really interactive matches, which will lead to some really interesting gameplay. We will have some difficult board states and various other things we have to commentate on. Delver versus Maverick is a I would say old school matchup, and it depended on the various timestamps where which matchup had some positive points advantages. So it will be a close matchup between our first 2 contestants, and the second matchup is an mostly unknown matchup in Black-White Eldrazi against Death and Texas. But for me, Eldrazi has a really big plus point in playing 4-plague engineer in the main deck.
Very true, very true. I think due to that, this might even be a more or less one-sided thing. But Death and Taxes performed really well over the course of the Austrian Legacy Cup. If you haven't seen the matches, make sure that you check out the VODs that are in our or on our YouTube channel. I think you can get the link below on the Twitch channel also.
Yeah.
And I think before we get into the matches, anything else that we can add here?
I don't think so. I think we can wish our contestants good luck and our viewers that they will have a good experience. And yeah, I look forward to it.
Let's head over to our players.
And yeah, I will tell them they can start, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. As we said, Peter, Christian Münster in Maverick against Andreas Schaubmayer, Ruck Delver. Ruck Delver, the classic or fun police of the format right now, should be the clear favorite, right?
Yeah, for me it's a little bit of a favorism for Ruck Delver, but it's more or less equal. The one advantage point is that Ruck Delver will start game 1 on the play, but I think it's about 55% that I give the matchup to Andreas and 45% to Christian. So pretty much even odds for both of them.
Yeah, very true.
I actually think Christian Münster here is favored because of his experience of all these green toolboxy decks. He's basically the toolbox guy in our community, and I think his playstyle is pretty well suited versus Delver. And after all, this match is pretty high stakes because Andreas has gotten help from Rich Kali from Learn to Love 66.
Yeah.
He bought a
coaching session.
A coaching session.
Yeah.
And I still think Christian Münster is favored because of the deck choice. But if Delver does Delver things and start Delvering on turn 1, Delvering on turn 2 with Wasteland and Daze and Delver, then it gets pretty hard, and I think each deck can have time versus Delver starts.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you go every game Delver, Daze into Delver, into Daze, into Force of Will or something like that, you will win the matchups for sure. But I think it's pretty close. But have you talked to Andreas about his coaching session? If he asked Rich Kali how to play against especially this version of Maverick, or was he more open-minded about meta, how to play online and some stuff like that?
I think they played a league together, if I remember correctly what Andreas said. And I think they just discussed the matches that they faced. But probably Andreas had the option to, of course, ask afterwards some questions about general matchups and card choices or strategies or whatever. But I'm not sure if he asked about the Maverick matchup specifically.
Yeah. Would be a real corner case. And I think if you have a coaching session like this, you really, really want to get the most out of it, and not just for a narrow matchup.
Yeah.
But here we have the Tel 1 turn 1, so
this is a perfect start for Andreas.
It looks like he proceeds to he proceeds with the Delver plan.
Yeah. Delver M out.
Yeah, but we will see. I mean,
the hard thing here with the Delver plan for Christian Münster is always that I think the Dreadhorde Arcanist is even more important to answer than the Delver. So
Mm.
basically, I'm not sure if I would sword here the Delver.
It's a very interesting choice, yeah. Completely disregarding days and just going for the sword right away.
I think it's okay because against Dreaded Arcanist you can play something like a Knight of the Reliquary, which needs to be double bolted. I mean, you get it with the Dreaded Arcanist attack, but it's mostly fine.
This
But here we
gets
see
a force, yeah.
if
And-
it eats a force, I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah, but especially thinking about the days, I would personally at least try to play around that card. But yeah, it kind of worked out good for Christian actually. He could trade the sword for 2 cards of Andreas.
Yeah, and like Iggy wrote in the chat, it's definitely correct to do it now in the upkeep with the trigger on the stack, just because it's
Yeah, also true. And if
playing around Force of Negation.
Exactly. And if Andreas, I mean, he was tapped out, of course, but if he had mana open in a situation, in a more general situation, you could force Andreas to use the mana on his own turn rather than the turn of the opponent.
Oh my god, there's so much to learn still for me. I haven't considered this particular interaction. Myself, I was completely unaware of the fact that Force of Negation can only be cast for free during your opponent's turn.
Yeah, this is a very crucial and very important thing to keep in mind when you want to play around this card.
Yeah, and here I think
yeah,
the days was drawn from the Ponder.
Oh yeah, and this were really strong days.
Yeah, but here we see a second Delver, or is it a Preordain or something like that?
Preordain, yeah. This was flipped from the Devil Trigger.
Yeah. I mean, there is a small corner case that you want your remove spell more likely to be forced, Force of Negation than spell pierced, because the Force of Negation would take another card with it. But yeah.
True.
Because of open deck lists, Christian Münster knows about the Force of the spell pierce, so maybe he was playing around that. But yeah.
I mean, it is a one-off, right? Is it a one-off?
Yeah, it's a one-off, and Force of Negation is a two-off. So really, really small corner case. What is the card you want to be facing?
Again, I would rather compare it to the 4 of Days. Yeah. Actually. Like I mentioned before. But yeah, never mind. Maybe this will be a Knight of the Reliquary for Christian?
Yeah, I mean, a Knight of the Reliquary does nothing here. Because it needs to provide something that can do something against an air creature. But I think, Knight of the Reliquary should be something.
It is not nothing.
I still think Delver alone is... he has enough time to raise the Delver.
Kaya. This is also very good. But it gets forced, okay?
Kaya is strong.
Yeah.
If you can resolve the Kaya, that's probably a really good game here.
It gets forced.
So.
Oh, the next.
Yeah, it's just Delver things.
Oh, it's triple counter. Oh my god, this hurts so much.
And here we see the Dreaded Arcanist.
If I was gonna say, if Andreas now can deploy another threat, things looking very grim and bad for Christian. He needs to.
I mean, even a Tamagotchi has, I think,
whatever.
4 or 5.
I think any threat is now a problem.
Yeah. And with him fetching first, it looks like another threat. Yeah.
The Arcanist, yeah.
So.
For the chat, Gino has asked how is the sideboarding with best of 5. It's easy. The first 2 matches are played without sideboard, and the last 3 are played with sideboard.
There is a sword for the Delver. Yep. Christian certainly needs to make sure that his life totals don't get too low. Okay.
Maybe he has a blocker?
Yeah, I mean, the Knight of the Reliquary is now a blocker, but he is basically dead to a bolt here.
He's on 9 life. So
Yeah,
not quite.
but that tech kills the Knight of the Reliquary because there is only, I think, 1 land in the graveyard.
Nah, it's two.
It's
the
two- it's two land,
Catacombs
yeah.
and the Windswept Heath.
Okay.
But of course-
it's fine.
He-
Dies to the double bolt.
The double bolt, yeah. He can. Okay. Andreas spins the wheel with the ponder. If he has, if he doesn't have a bolt, he can still find one with the ponder and at least trade with the knight. If Christian does block, and I think we can assume that he does.
Yeah. And yeah. And yeah, the problem is that Andy has less cards in hand. He needs to find something
Yeah.
he can deal with. And yeah. I mean, no, Christian also only has 1 card in hand.
hmm
And now
This is.
Andy has
I
3.
think this is amazing. Andreas has double force of negation, which pitches 2 cards, and Andreas is still the guy with more cards in hand than Christian. Just think about it. I think this
Yeah.
is just
I mean,
incredible.
He has
Insane.
it's
actually.
insane. It's
2
insane,
lands
eh?
less. Yeah. So
Yeah, the 2 lands less are the 2 cards in hand.
Yeah.
And another
But there are
fight.
threats in this time, yeah.
Threats and answers, probably.
and Christian didn't block the Arcanist.
Yeah, he was probably afraid of bolt, but I think he must have known that Andreas didn't have one in hand, so the only way Andreas could have drawn a bolt would be through the ponder, and I think you just have to block if you're
Yeah,
that far behind.
You have to block it because
Yeah,
the Dreadhorde Arcanist flashes back just a preordain or something like he will do next turn,
yeah.
and this just sticks for the next big thing.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I think this is just too a risky kind of play. You have to play differently if you're that far behind, like Christian is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, of course. This is I'm not sure if this is kind of a general thing for people that play with knights. I think they pressure the knights being active a little bit too much, in my opinion. A lot of times they want to try to save the knight that they can activate it at will, and they never attack with it and they never block with it. They just keep them on the board. And sometimes I think this is a little bit too much. Like we see here in this case, for example.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just blocking would be way better.
Yeah.
Way better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the hand. If his hand is only a land or something like that, it would make sense. To
Yeah,
some
for sure.
extent, but
For sure,
Mm,
but
I
even-
don't think so.
Even with trading a Knight of the Reliquary for the Dreadhorde Arcanist and the Bolt,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
it would be
still good.
fine. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
still good.
Yeah,
Then he
yeah.
would have just had the Hootring Mandrills, and the Arcanist wouldn't brainstorm again.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't have the Bolt, then it's looking way better for him. Way better.
Yeah, it's just greedy to kind of hope that you can get a better deal with trading with the creatures from the opponent. You just are not in the position to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
definitely.
sure.
I mean, you can hope to draw more swords, but you already have drawn 2, and it is just very unlikely, and you have to do what you can now.
Yeah. And he can't even play the Abrupt Decays from his deck because of the mana situation.
Very
Maybe
true.
he can Green Sun Senior for Scavenging Ooze in the next turn or something like that.
Mm-hmm. This
But
could
yeah,
help
It's
him
a
to.
really, really close matchup now.
Mhm.
And I think, yeah, here you have to play into both.
Oh,
I
I
think-
see the Bolt. Oh god.
Do you see it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have seen it.
Okay.
That's not good for Andy. And that's not good for Christian.
It's basically a force. Am I right here? A force.
Yeah, it's a Force, a Preordain, a Bolt, and I think 2 lands.
Mm-hmm.
A
a
Wasteland. and a-
wasteland. Yeah.
But yeah, it's will be really, really interesting how they played out. Because I think you can just... Yeah, the problem is you really, really don't want the Hooting Mandrills to hit you for 4 lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
You
looking.
have to jump with the Hierarch here.
The T-Rex or the
Mandrills has trample.
yeah,
so-
I think the knight
Okay.
the knight is actually a 5/5 now because of the wasteland
Yeah.
that was put into the graveyard. So he could, in theory, favorably block the mandrills. But we know that there is a bolt waiting for it. I think.
Yeah,
I
but
think
but
you block the
that's-
Arcanist if you're greedy.
I think you have to go for the mandrills.
Yeah, you have to definitely go for the mandrills. I think I have seen the Green Sun's Zenith in
Mhm. Crystal
Crystal
Sand?
Sand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then you can't afford to lose the Hierarch here. You can
Oh.
afford to lose the Knight, and then you can Zenith for Scavenging Ooze.
Oh, another Dreaded Arcanist.
Mana
Oh,
floating.
okay. Is there not a bolt in the hand of Andreas? I thought there was a bolt.
Maybe it is. I'm not sure.
There definitely is.
I'm kind of surprised that he went for the Arcanist in that case. He must have known that the knight is a 5/5. If the knight survives this turn, I think Andreas is now kind of behind. Honestly.
Yeah.
And a second Arcanist does close to nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm a
Oh,
little bit
Chaos
surprised here.
Cradle is nice. Chaos Cradle is nice.
This
The
is nice,
Paladin
yeah.
Knight is now a 6/6.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think he can play now around.
I think there is actually no bolt in
around
the hand.
days. He can get the Scavenging Ooze out there
Mm-hmm.
with basically 2 mana floating.
Are there better options? The second knight? Not really, right?
No, I think you need to get your life total up, and you need another blocker for the Dreaded Arcanist.
Yeah.
But let's see what cards.
It is
If he
turn.
has up-
Land would be great here in this spot.
For which
Why would a
reason?
land?
1, 2, 3, 4. He has 5 mana.
Yeah, because he needs the green to if Andreas has kept the bolt, then you need the green in Andreas' turn to exile the bolt.
Let's see. You can. Yeah.
Collector oof. Oh my, okay.
This does nothing. It's just a 2/2.
This is. I think this is dumb to play it out.
Well,
I would have tapped the Cradle for. I mean, here you gain. Basically, you trade 1 mana for another card.
mm-hmm.
I mean, it makes sense.
Zenith for 2.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably getting the ooze. And this way, with the hierarchy, he still has 1 green mana up for exiling the. Yeah. There's actually no bolt in hand.
Yeah, but I think he has put the bolt on top.
So
Very
both must be on
interesting.
top, yeah.
Then in that
So he
case,
Bolt, flashback, bolt.
next turn. But in that case, I don't get the attack with the mandrills from Andreas the last turn. I
Oh, yeah.
don't
That's
understand
true.
this. If he left the bolt on top, maybe he did try it with an Arcanist trigger.
Yeah, it was in the Arcan. Yeah, he drew it with the Arcanist trigger.
He flashback brainstorm, right, with the
Yeah.
Arcanist, and maybe
Yeah.
then he drew the bolt and he was already attacking. Yeah, this was kind of risky, but
Yeah, he was attacking.
but in that
Yeah,
case, why would you put back the bolt? Yeah.
Yeah, that's my question also, because we're still in declare attackers phase and not in declare blockers.
Yeah.
And just taking the bolt is the safe place to be.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, here it will be interesting if Andy goes for the mistake play, which would be bolt the Knight of the Reliquary, attack with the Arcanists for another bolt, because he should be able to sack a land and get a wasteland to kill his Caracas, and then has enough, basically has enough
Toughness.
land grave in
Yeah.
liquid. So.
Okay, he cast a second bolt. I think he's just digging for more bolts at this point. And it just goes for a burn plan.
Yeah, but if he goes for a burn plan here, at least one of the Arcanists is dead now.
I think, yeah, one is for sure dead now. He's just
But
digging
the
for.
bolt but the bolt went to the face. Yeah.
Yeah, the first one, and I think the second one also. So now he just needs a second one.
Yeah.
And
Just
he,
is a little bit huge.
I mean, I think there's 3 in the deck.
Do we know if Christian plays a Bog main deck?
You have to look on the deck list.
No, he doesn't. Okay.
It doesn't, yeah. I think he would have,
He isn't even playing one in the sideboard.
yeah. But he would have used it in the spot for sure.
Yeah. This would have been the spot. I mean, you block both of his creatures.
Yeah.
One of them is dead now. He gets to cast most likely another cantrip. Yeah.
Yeah. This is actually.
I would if I would be Christian, my play would be here next turn to activate the knight, get a waste, and cut him off from red.
This is also very good. Yeah. Very good. Very good play. I like this play.
Or get
Because-
it here now. That's
Because
also really good,
the only card that he's losing now to is Bolt. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is very smart. I like this play very much.
I mean, you can even cut him out of the
The
next
green
land.
and the next land also, yeah.
Yeah, because then he has to dig for some lands.
This is probably very fine. He can sack the Caracas. Or can he?
Yeah, for sure. He doesn't need it.
I mean, doesn't Knight says you need to sack a plains or a forest?
Yeah, it does actually.
So you can't sack the Caracas.
No, the plains or forest.
But now he can sack the basic, yeah. And I would actually do this right now.
Now
To
the
get rid
problem
of
is
the next land.
you need to be able to block the archist in some way.
I'm not sure.
You can't afford.
You know
that
what?
the hierarch needs to jump.
I would actually just attack with the knight. This is just a huge creature, and might be put him in dead on the next turn. This is what I meant with.
How big is the knight now? We got Wasteland,
I think at least an 8/8. At least an 8/8 and
Heath,
yeah.
Catacombs,
Yeah, with an
and
8/8, it would have made sense to.
And Rez at 15 lives, so I don't get, and you can jump with the knight, with the noble. So I don't get why you just don't attack with the knight. This is what I meant before, that people are just too conservative of the knights. They want to keep them active all the time, apparently, but I'm not sure why. This is just a big fatty creature that you can attack with.
Yeah, it's basically a play to not lose that
Yeah,
Christian made.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, because in this spot, Andreas needs to find 2 cards
Yeah.
at the same turn.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
he can't
Attacking with
afford to spend the Arcanist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if he can't find it, he has to stay back. Yeah. I mean, I think Christian will win anyway. But giving Andreas more turns than he needs to is...
Yeah, and here I think
And-
you're just too
And
up
here,
a
to drop a
wasteland.
wasteland, yeah, for sure.
Just get the wasteland.
Now
here.
you
And
can
then
go for
attack
the...
for 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, get the wasteland here. It doesn't make any sense to do something else.
Yeah, because you cut him off from all of his lands.
Yeah, he can't afford now to.
And then you attack for 12, or no, for 11 with the Exalted trigger. And
Mhm.
still have a
The noble is
I mean-
still...
blocker.
You need no blocker because there are no hasty threats in Rakdelva.
Iggy, I think he can't in response knight
Oh.
because he can't sack
Oh,
the
the
gas
cat.
cradle to the knight.
Yeah, he can't sack it. But the Horizon Canopy is also really cool here.
I mean, I for sure
Well.
want to cut off the cantrip here, so
I mean, I think it
do not
doesn't
like
matter.
the play here.
I agree, but I think it basically doesn't matter because Andreas apparently didn't... Well, he could have a bolt already in hand. So yeah, I think for sure going for the wasteland would be better.
Yeah.
For sure. The one card in hand doesn't matter here. Because
And
if you want the wasteland here, you can't attack with the knight end.
Exactly.
I mean, you can do this too, because you can just, if you find a forest or something like that, you can attack for 3, and next turn the knight is lethal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. What
2
is this
mana.
here?
Once upon a time. Okay.
A daze.
A daze is fine here. Yeah.
That's totally okay, and you just attack with both.
There's still a possibility that Andreas finds a red source and already has the bolt in hand.
Yeah, but it wouldn't make a difference with the wasteland plan.
Here
Just
not,
gets
but
2 or something like that.
but last turn, of course, it did made a
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, he's at 2 now.
It would make a difference, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Doesn't matter. This first one
Really,
goes
really close.
close
match.
one, yeah.
So
But-
we are going to game 2.
Still without sideboarding, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to tell them. I'm not sure if they know.
Yeah, I think Andreas might. He's already grabbing his sideboard.
Yeah, but for game 2, he is not allowed. But I think he was just checking which cards would be possibilities for the
Sure.
next game. Yeah, it's a really, really interesting and board-heavy state of Magic, even though there were a lot of, I would call them stack win possibilities for Andy. But yeah, the matchup is really, really deep strategy-wise, and yeah, there were a lot of decisions where you can criticize both players, and yeah, it's a really, really fun and interesting matchup we have here.
And we got a new follower. Shout out to the Eternally Surprised, and shout out to Dukes on Twitch. Thank you for following, and it's great to have you here.
Yeah, thank you for following. It helps us a lot. We are now close to 100 followers now, and yeah, hello Sigmanugaria, aloha from Austria, and yeah, we are happy to provide you with some legacy content. Thanks for tuning in and watching our content.
That's great. That's great. And now, like I wanted to say before, like I said in the intro, this matchup is really great, and like you said, Peter, it's famous old school or a classic legacy matchup, and even 219's fire philosophy couldn't change this feeling of this particular matchup. It's always very tense, and the suspense is always really high, and it's just peak Magic, even in these times that we're in with the power creep.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we had in the day less must answer threats, but we have a lot of good answers too. I mean, Abrupt Decay is basically a dream mate for Absa Maverick against Rakdelva or any blue deck. So with this answer, I think the deck is good to go. And I think he is even playing combined with the sideboard 4 of them, if I remember correctly. No, only 2 of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will see. For sideboard choices, we can say we will talk about more. I mean, before the third game, because then sideboarding impacts the matchup. But yeah, with Chalice of the Void and something like that, after sideboarding it, makes some sense that Maverick is definitely
Favored?
Definitely more favored. Yeah.
I like it that Maverick is still a good deck, even in this Oko and Uro matches.
Yeah, I mean, in this matchup there are only, I think, 2 Okos on the side of Rakdelva. So it's
Really?
3 Okos on the side of Rakdelva.
3, yeah.
So it isn't that big of a problem, but we have another good Planeswalk on the side of Christian with Kaya. I mean, Kaya is basically a good card against both Dreaded Arcanist and Delver Secrets, and it does, I think, a lot of things against a Tarmogoyf 2. It gets rid of basically 2 creature types if you can play it perfectly, and with that it shrinks a Tarmogoyf 2. And yeah, does actually a lot. And here we have another really, really big card in the matchup, Elvish Reclaimer.
It would be better with a Bojuka Bog in the sideboard.
Yeah, it
Or
doesn't
the
really
main.
matter. It's really really big. If it can outgrow the lightning bolt.
Oh yeah, as a 3/4, it's like a little Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, and yeah, or a little knight. So yeah, we will see how this matchup will develop. But I would like here. Okay, we have here the days, so it's basically fine. Do we have some spice or fringe decks here tonight? We have black white Eldrazi, which is, I would say, more or less a fringe deck, which isn't over-representative in the meta. And I think Maverick isn't over-representative too. So yeah, these are not really the big spice decks. The spice we had in our group phases with most of the spice were myself and Philip.
Oh
We
yeah.
We were playing Band Painter and Black Death.
Yeah.
You can watch these matches on YouTube in our WOTS. It's linked over our Twitch page.
It's basically down below the stream.
Yeah, and Igelsböck, the guy who is responding to you, is the guy who is playing Black White Eldrazi.
You will watch him later.
Yeah, he will play after this best of 5 match up against Death in Texas.
And I think it looks like Andreas is searching for an answer to this Thalia. Okay.
Did Andreas have? Is Andreas missing land drops?
No, he.
No, he was dazing on turn 1.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. He dazed the Reclaimer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And here we have another cool situation with Thalia now, because Thalia is basically turning off Arcanists to some extent. And
Yeah, they have to pay 1 for the flashback. Am I right?
yeah,
Yeah.
with that you can't slam free spell.
Thalia
free
is
spell.
still a very much playable creature.
Yeah, for sure. And here we see most likely a Swords to Plowshare, hopefully. Yeah, Swords to Plowshare, nothing to answer it because of the Thalia. And I really, really like this now. Gaining, 4
Really
life,
nice, yeah.
losing 2 in the process. Yeah, it seems really, really fine.
I always like it when non-blue decks can go toe-to-toe with the blue cantrip machines.
Yeah, I mean, blue cantrips machines are always, I think, more consistent.
And better, unfortunately.
No, I think more consistent is the right word. I don't think that they're better power level wise, but they're more consistent in finding the needed pieces in the mid game.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the correct call.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but in my opinion, being more consistent equals being
Powerful.
better
More powerful.
in
the long term.
In long term, yeah.
sure.
That's why decks like Snowco and especially Ragdelver are so prominent in the meta, because they are always doing the same thing. They're always having a game plan, and they're always rushing through with it.
Yeah. I mean, that was the statement. I mean, if you know Vintage has some decks that they are called Xerox, and if I remember the story correctly, Xerox is it's some form. It's a printer. They want to print the same sheet every game, so that the game plan is exactly the same for every game. And I mean, it's basically the thing blue decks want to do. And with that we have our printing machine for gameplays.
Yeah, nowadays you can also call these blue decks with Dreaded Arcanist also basically Xerox if you want to bring vintage vocabulary into Legacy. Because playing 10 cantrips plus Dreaded Arcanist is basically playing a Xerox cantrips suit. Shout out to the 35th Worm, Rüdiger Nicht so Tief Elf, And just call me Map for following this stream. Thank you very much, and it's great to have you on.
Yeah, thank you for following. It helps us out a lot. And Daniel, I think you have the actual numbers. Do we hit our 100th follower now?
Close. We are
Are we
close.
at 98 or 99?
We are at 96 actually.
96.
So 4 more people, yeah. And we also have to hit 2 more subscribers to hit our 15 subscriber mark, let's say.
And everything we earn here goes directly into this channel. We don't take anything for us. Everything goes into content creation and to bring you the best possible paper legacy feeling.
Yeah, we are only paid around $150 an hour, so it's basically we are free. No, it's all for the content, all to bring you some legacy, and yeah, to support our local community, which is basically playing here. We were playing too, but we 3 guys were all too bad to advance to quarterfinals.
I mean, you don't have to mention it all the time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, basically.
I mean, it was so close, so fucking close.
Yeah, Philip, I know. No, it was for me and yourself. It was really close to advance here, but yeah, it's a really cool tournament structure we have here to pat our shoulders a little bit, and
and we certainly will do this again.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe with a little bit more compact time schedule, but we will have to look it up how we do it again. But yeah, for myself, I really enjoy commentating over this one, and to bring you some legacy out there in these dire days without any paper content, without basically anything to do Magic wise. I mean, we have a lot of MTGO streamers, but I think holding the cards in hand is a little bit more.
Paper is paper. You can't argue with that.
No, for sure not.
Kaya coming down for Christian.
Yeah.
Alongside Italia is close to, I'm not sure, I wouldn't call it maybe unwinnable, but it's very hard for Andreas to beat up the threats that Christian puts to the table.
And it looks like he floods out so bad.
I mean, here a Ramanap excavator with Wasteland is really huge. Because I think there are only 2 more lands that can be found, because he's playing 3 of each duel, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So there are now a lot of dead cards in the hands of, or in the deck of Andy.
One duelist there. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, one duel is still left in deck, yeah?
So his fetches get a lot worse.
Yeah, for sure.
What he basically needs now would be Tarmogoyf, or Oko Tarmogoyf.
I mean, Tarmogoyf doesn't do that much, because Kaya will just exile sorcery and instant from Andy's graveyard, and then
Mandrill's Tarmogoyf. Mandrill's Oko.
Mandrill's Oko would be huge, but this will be now the Tarmogoyf, am I right? Okay, no. A bolt even. Is this the double bolt on? Yeah.
The double bolt on Kaya. All the value for a Christian here is just insane.
Yeah,
Andreas needs Andretta Darkness to recover from this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I kind of hope for a knight here. Okay. A green Sun Zenith X1, yeah. So, should be an Elvish Reclaimer.
It's a Noble Hero.
A Noble Hero. Okay, just to fasten the clock here.
With Thalia, yeah.
Yeah, making the 6-turn clock to a 4-turn clock. Yeah, the
Talia
Thalia was...
puts so much work in this match now. In this particular game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a kind of unlucky for Andy to not find the bolt earlier, but yeah. Spending 2 bolts on the Kaya doesn't help either.
And where are the Okos? where is the power of 2019? By the power of Grayskull.
Okay. So maybe Daniel, do you have your WhatsApp open and notification on? Okay.
Oh no.
Myself, it's not.
Me neither.
So yeah, unfortunately, Gino. Okay.
And we are going to game 3.
This is a 2-1 lead now for Christian. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
2-0 lead.
2-0, sorry. 2-0, yeah.
It's a 2-0 lead. And Christian needs to win the next game to advance into the semifinals. And but Andreas can still win the last 3. So it's not over now.
Yeah. And now we can talk a little bit about
The sideboarding.
Sideboarding.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So we have on the sideboard for Andreas Schaubmayer 2 Blazing Volley, 2 Pyroblast, 1 Red Elemental Blast, 2 Surgical Extraction, 1 Abrade, 1 Ancient Grudge, 1 Sylvan Library, 1 Winter Orb, 1 Brazen Borrower, 2 Clothis, God of Destiny, 1 Submerge. For myself, I think, yeah, I if you can't go to tempo plans, Submerge and Brazen Borrower are really, really good. I think Winter Orb is kinda okay in this matchup, but I don't like it. I like Sylvan Library and the Braid a lot,
Oh yeah, Sylvan Library is also my pick here.
and Clothis is really, really big too.
Yeah. I personally, I'm not a Delta player, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. I personally would bring here the Sylvan Library and the 2 Clothis for the
Yep.
Tarmogoyf and the Mandrills. Maybe cutting also the spell Pierce for a Braid. And maybe the Force of Negations
Yeah,
can go. But I'm not sure because he plays the Kayas, and the Kayas are pretty big.
Yeah, I think you don't need the spell Snare. It hits a lot less.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Spell
true.
Pierce, Spell Snare can go for sure.
Spell Pierce, spell Snare, maybe shave the 2 Force of Negation.
Yeah.
So you have now 4 cards to board out. I think you need the creatures to put some pressure. I like the Brazen Borer Submerge to Clothis. Yeah, Sylvan Library and the Braid here.
Oh yeah.
So you need 1 more card to board out. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure what I would board out here.
You can-
Maybe the Hooting Mandrills because of the Clothis, but I'm not sure. Yeah,
Yeah, you can shave on Preordain for sure also.
yeah, you take
Or just shave another Force of Will.
Yeah, it could be something too. I
Yeah,
really
because you need
dislike
the
it.
days
Yeah.
more in this matchup. You aren't afraid that your threats or your Okos aren't resolving, so you just need Force of Will to handle your opponent's threats.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I think 3 is an okay number in this particular
Mhm.
scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with that we go to the sideboard of Christian Münster. He has 2 Path to Exile, 1 Swords to Plowshares, 3 Thoughtseize, 1 Plague Engineer, 1 Kaya Ghost Assassin, 4 Leyline of the Void, 1 Nissa of Shadowed Boards, and 2 Chalice of the Void. I'm here looking more likely to the Chalice, the Paths, the Sword. I like you would board out if you don't board in any extra removal spell, you would board in the 2 Path to Exile instead of the 2 Swords to Plowshares from the main deck, because there are no basics in Rakdelva. But yeah,
I gotta say, I'm not sure about the Chalice, because if you board in the 2 Paths and the Swords, then the Chalice on 1 gets infinitely worse.
Yeah.
yeah, I am not sure about the Chalice either, because you have no way to put it in basically
Yeah,
on
I
turn
think-
1.
Yeah, I think Chalice is probably in this sideboard more against Storm and other combo matchups to get cast on 0.
Yeah, for sure. So I think, and jealous would be something I would board in more or less if I'm on the play, because if you can deploy it on the play on turn 2, it's much better than if you play it out on the draw on turn 2.
And maybe even bring in the Plague Engineer works kind of okay, because if you put it on the Wizard, you kill every Delver that they play, and every Dreadhorde Arcanist is just useless because he got 0 power, can't flashback anything.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. So
So
yeah, but I'm not
basically
sure if you
this-
want to play the third one. So because he's playing 2 Plague Engineer in the main deck already. So yeah, will be interesting.
It's kind of hard, maybe over the one of Hex Drinker, or over the one of Collector Oof.
Yeah, the Collective does nothing here in this matchup.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That's for sure. So yeah, we will see. Can be really interesting how Christian will board. And if you board in a lot of creature removal, an Oko or a Clovis looks really good now.
Yeah.
And yeah, thanks you Bala for your comment. I hope you enjoy the stream. I hope you like the setup we have, and yeah, I hope you enjoy your time here.
And yeah, we will try to improve it even further. We are not 100% satisfied with the setup, and in our next tournament, maybe the setup is even better. Yeah.
Yeah. And with that, we have our game actually going on. We have another turn 1 Delver on the play for Andy. And we have an Once Upon a Time cast from Christian.
Mhm.
That finds a Knight of the Reliquary.
Yeah. And let's see what he does here.
And also shout out to B4L4_. Besides commentating in our chat, he also followed our stream. So thank you very much for following. That's really great.
And yeah, we are now at 97. So 3 more to close out our road to 100.
We can do it. If it would happen this stream, it would be so huge, so great. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really nice for us. We hit our 100 on our 50 follower mark, I think 1 month ago or something like that. And it's not even 1 month ago that we were affiliate now. Now we are closing in on 100 followers. So it's really insane. And yeah, we have the Noble Hierarch now for Andy. For Christian, that they didn't flipped for this turn. And yeah, let's see how it goes.
And is it an Arcanist? It's an Arcanist. It's an Arcanist. I knew it from the way he tapped his hand.
Like you always can see and can tell.
I know it was an Arcanist as soon as it hit the table.
I feel it. No, I can feel it from all the experience I got playing against Delver.
Yeah.
I just, oh my god, it's the one I don't want to see. Oh fuck.
No, I really think it's interesting. I mean, here playing
Athalia?
days, yeah.
Yeah. That is good.
That's huge.
But
yeah.
if Andreas has a force,
he needs to force this.
I mean, unless he has a bolt, then in that case,
okay,
of course not.
Then it's okay.
Yeah.
A bolt would turn the tide here easily, because you can bolt the Thalia and
taking away the red sauce here.
I would assume that Christian would do that. I mean, there's no guarantee that.
Oh, really big here.
That hurts.
I
mean, he's still net the mana.
Yeah, he just need one land in hand, and then things look really bad.
Yeah. Does he have?
There is it.
Yeah, there another land.
And the Blazing Volley. Ooh, that's hard.
That's basically game over here.
Yeah.
No, it's not game over, but
not
it will
really,
be
but
really close. Yeah. Hi, German Legacy Hype. Thanks for tuning in. You're actually a long time follower, I think. I think you're around here since September or something like that.
Yes, definitely since the beginning.
Yeah. Since I started, I think, commentating or recasting the Austrian Legacy League on my channel. So, long time follower, long time viewer here. And yeah, the Blazing Volley was a really, really big blowout. So
and also the Delver, the flip Delver here. This looks kinda grim for Christian.
yeah, it's.
But it's okay. He is 2 games ahead. So even if Andreas wins this, we get another game for you
To watch
out there.
And if he wins the next game, we even do get another game out of this matchup. So yeah,
Yeah.
best of 5 is really, really cool.
Yeah, I like it also very much. It's really nice.
So,
Yeah, and also I gotta say, as Andreas makes his attack now, if you like what we are doing, follow us on Twitter. It's at Austrian_legacy. Also, look into our VODs on YouTube. They are down in the description below. We have everything from the Austrian Legacy League Cup, and also some of our pre-COVID Friday Night Magic League FNMs put down there. And it would be great if you subscribe there, because we need 50 followers to get our own
link.
link description, and not just some numbers and letters. And that would be really good.
Yeah. As Iggy pointed out in the chat, this really looks like a game 4. So
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty much.
I don't see a way where he comes out of this. Even if he kills the Oko, even if he kills the Delver afterwards, he still has to find the Dreaded Arcanist, and there are another 2 cards in hand for.
I think,
For Andy.
is there a card that could win here?
Nothing
But
that could win here, but
no.
Akaya killing the Delver would make something good. But
Okay, yeah,
think-
I can see this. Akaya would be okay, yeah.
I mean, it's just a removal spell, honestly.
And
it's-
like you predicted, there's the Kaya.
yeah, it's just a removal spell. On
I gotta take a sip of my wine.
Like a Swords would do the same. It's like gain 3 extra life because Andreas needs to attack with the 3/3 Dekaya now. So
yeah, maybe he has another Swords to Plowshare in hand, which would be huge actually.
yeah, he
because
needs
then-
removal and more removal, and in the end he needs to face the Oko as well. So he needs to find a way to get rid of the Oko at some point. And
So
this
he
is
needs to
very
have,
difficult.
Now Swords to Plowshares in hand into Abrupt Decay on the Oko.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah.
And then he can self-sustain the Kaya as long as he doesn't find a bolt, basically.
Kinda hard to come back here. But I gotta say, shout out to Haimu5 for following our stream. Thank you for having you on. Just 2 followers short of 100.
So we are now at 98 followers. Thanks, guys. So yeah, it's a really, really close match. And yeah, we have the Blazing Volley here. Cast.
flashback the Blazing Volley. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. And the Kaya is also gone.
Yeah, Elk attacking on it. And yeah, the Dreaded Arcanist. Yeah, so here it's now basically game over.
It's Delvering. Delver's Delvering. Yeah, and
Yeah.
he scoops it up.
So we are now on to game 4, our second sideboarded match here. And let's see how it goes now.
It's now 2-1. Still for Christian. Christian needs just to win the next game.
Or the
Advance into the semifinals.
yeah.
One of the next 2 games, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately not Grixis, but Rakdelva and Absan or Chunk Maverick, as the true originals would call it. I think Chunk was before Epson. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Chunk was
For sure.
before Epson.
So yeah, And
Back in that day, you could even say the rock because the rock was absent colors mid-range. But it was back then when Spiritmonger was a good card.
wasn't the rock always black-green?
Yeah,
mean,
originally it
nowadays-
was. Originally it was, yeah.
So it would be called Epson rock or something like that.
Yeah, I mean they
Because
kind of
Junk rock. It was
yeah
junk rock.
they kind of transitioned, adding more white cards, and then they just call it junk.
Okay.
And basically junk was because it's a white, black, green trade binder at first. So when it came, when the deck was put together, and just all the good cards from this color combination was would put into the deck, and it's basically the name comes from jank because you put everything into it, and it's just a jank deck, and some guy just mispronounced it junk or willingly pronounced it junk, and then it got junk. Then the color combination got called junk. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. So,
Trivia with Philip.
yeah,
So
basically the magic history
you-
lesson.
Yeah,
I've-
that's kind of cool when you play since 2002.
so
Some
Philip,
things happen in your brain and they stick there.
why is the rock called the rock then?
Yeah,
I want to
I
know.
don't know.
I want to know if you know the wrong answer or the right answer, because a lot of
I
people
don't
know the
actually-
wrong answer.
Okay, then enlighten me.
No, I want to ask chat. Maybe somebody in chat can answer this question.
Yeah, because it's rock solid. That's the best answer.
I gotta say because Dwayne the Rock Johnson is playing Magic.
You're close actually.
Really?
Yeah,
The fuck?
yeah. The
Because the rock had green black underpants.
no.
in wrestling.
The rock was invented by a guy called Saul Malka, and he was or is actually a big wrestling fan, and especially a fan of the rock. And the rock was called also the Rock and his Millions at some point. And
It was because not Black Engineer, but something Black Lord.
yeah, and this is the wrong answer actually. There is a misconception that it is named after Phyrexian Plague Lord because he looks like the Rock, but this is actually wrong.
Oh my god.
He referred it to the Ranged Hermit, which is a creature, the Ranged
okay.
Hermit, and he was referring it to the millions that the Hermit brings with the Rock as he enters the battlefield with a lot of tokens.
Okay, I can see it. And the third Delva in the fourth match now, I think. Or is it the
Yeah.
fourth Delva? And also, Just Call Me Map has subscribed and it's great. And thank you very much for your subscription.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
It helps us out a lot. And yeah, here we have.
Like I said before, everything from your subscription goes direct into the channel, into better gear, into better lighting, into better everything for the stream.
And yeah, here we have another uncautious playing into days on the side of Christian, but I think it's the right play just because, yeah, it's unlikely that Andy is playing the full amount on days on the draw. So I think it's correct to play the Swords of Plowshares here.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, sometimes you take calculated risks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, better everything. We will have better casters in.
Better commentators.
Yeah, I mean, even though it's a prime sub, and that's the real good thing about it, it doesn't cost you anything, but we get something. So it's just a plus for you and a plus for us. So
Win-win situation.
and if you look down here in the chat, if you look in the chat, you have now a very, very beautiful symbol. I will spam it in the chat myself for sure, for short. And you can spam this one now all over the place, all over your Legacy streaming contents. And they will ask you, what is this? And you can say, it's the Austrian Legacy. Join in on next Friday.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we have now a Dreaded Arcanist and a Once Upon a Time.
And also a shout out to White Knight 108 for 99 follower. Just nice to have you on.
Yeah, just for clarification, Just Call Me Map is a colleague of mine. He's a great guy. He works at my university, and he asked about our stream, and so I just sent him the link. I'm happy that you could make it actually.
Yeah, so it's also a chemical wizard of yours.
Yeah, very very much so. Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I don't care. It's great to have him on. Shout out to you. It's really cool. So hopefully you will watch us even more and commentate us. Watch us commentate even more. It's always great to have people from all over the place on our stream.
Yeah, for sure.
With just one follower shot from 100. Oh my god.
Wisdom. Yeah, I mean, basically you take some portion of something and another portion of something and you mix it all together and chemical interaction.
Maybe alchemist would be just better.
Yeah, could be.
It's like magnets. How do they work? But that's physics.
But everything is chemical. I mean, at least this was the name of the book I had in high school. It's called, yeah, everything is chemical. Alles ist Chemie, so yeah.
Yeah.
And shout out to T-Noits, our 100th follower. Woo! Great! That's a kind of milestone.
Thank you, guys. We have here, we can here celebrate now our anniversary. So.
Milestone.
Milestone actually.
milestone,
Anniversary,
yeah.
not quite, but
Achievement.
Yeah.
What was I thinking about? So,
But we have soon we got our first anniversary from our podcast.
oh yeah.
yeah, it's in April. No, it's in May.
It's
I
in
think.
May, yeah. Just 4 more months to go, and then we're celebrating 1 year of In Response, a legacy podcast, and everyone on the podcast is here as the commentators.
Yeah, basically.
and not playing, as Peter already mentioned.
Yeah, because we are better commentators, or we
Than
hope we are
players.
better commentators than
Stop
players.
rubbing salt into my wounds. Thank you.
It's okay. It's okay.
No can do, Philip. No can do.
So I will link the podcast now in the chat. So if you want to follow what we are doing, we will have, I think, tomorrow out our next episode.
Yeah,
channel.
yeah. I hope I can get it done. I completely forgot about the episode. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, and we have to focus a little bit more on the board state now, because we have a really, really interesting card, most likely resolved or still on the stack.
So
And it's Kaya, Ghost
Or-
Assassin.
Whoa, he poisoned the Ghost Assassin. Oh my god. Woo, I'm so happy right now. I love it. I love this card. I played it myself in Dead Guy Ale back then in Grand Prix Birmingham, and it has won me so many games. This card is so fucking underrated. It's so good.
yeah, but it's 4 mana. That's the only issue about the card.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let's see what he does here. Does he use the discard mode, or does he use the life gain mode? I think you have to use the mode to get up some cards.
I'm not sure. Maybe he could even blink the Arcanist.
I don't think so. That you, I mean, it would. No, I don't think that you would blink the Arcanist. I think it does next to nothing if you blink it.
Then he can't attack and flashback something from his graveyard. So blinking the Arcanist is a really nice play to keep the Arcanist at bay and doesn't let him accrue card advantage.
Yeah,
And-
but you use 2 life every turn for it.
Yeah, you just do it once. And then you untap, and then you discard and draw, and then you can decay it or sort it or something else or get a blocker.
Yeah. He needs to find something for it to answer it eventually.
That's why I would have blinked the Arcanist, playing the Kaya Ghost Assessing myself.
Yeah, seems like a good play too. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean both modes seem fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's just a dice book. No, it's not a calculator. Very nice, really cool observation.
Yeah, because Christian is known for making very calculated moves.
Yeah, he gets his odds from the calculator by rolling some dice. Yeah, about game 5, I'm not sure. It will be close.
It
But
will
I
be
think-
very close in this time.
But yeah, here I give the edge a little bit to Andy, just because he has an active Dreaded Arcanist here. 3 cards still in hand, a fetch land in play, and yeah, will be putting the Kaya down to 2, I think. And yeah, forcing it to get exiled itself. Let's see what this is.
Hooting mandrels.
Hoot hoot. Ah.
And it would have a cross.
This is even more amazing.
And I gotta say, shout out to Rodukov for following our stream. We're now over 100. It's 101. Great to have you on.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Thanks for following us. And yeah, let's see how Christian will crawl back in this game.
I think it doesn't look that bad, actually. Kaya can blink Mandrels or the Arcanist
Yeah, the problem is
indefinitely. But he has 17 life. I mean, he can do it all the time.
Yeah.
yeah, but you need something for the mandrels.
You need something for the Arcanist. You just blink the Mandrels until you have something for it.
Yeah, it's good too. So you have either Abrupt Decay and Swords to Plowshares as an out, but you need to have something for another threat in the near future too.
Yeah, but that's the case. Like I said, I think blinking the Arcanist in last turn would be better because he couldn't have found all these cards with the flashback brainstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we have the Thalia now. I mean, if you want to play out the Thalia now, you have to have a removal spell for the Dreaded Arcanist. Which is that?
It's a Plague Engineer.
That's huge. You need to have the Plague Engineer here. Okay, it even resolved. So Plague Engineer most likely on Wizard here.
And then you just blink the Mandrels.
Yeah, you blink the Mandrels. And
Okay, he blinks the Kaya, which is also totally okay.
you can you blink both Mandrels and Kaya.
No, you blink even or.
Even or?
You blink a target, so you can't blink both.
Yeah. Exile Kaya Ghost Assassin or up to 1 target creature.
Mm-hmm.
I was misreading it. I was reading Exile Kaya Ghost Assassin and up to 1 target creature. So it was just basically insane.
A break cost 3. Oh my god, I tune in. Oh my god.
Okay, their braid was really huge. Now you attack, flashback, the blazing volley, and basically
A braid costs 3.
A break costs
he-
3, yeah.
yeah he
Oh, you mean this was a misplay?
he paid 3 for it. Am I not right?
I think so too, but I'm
Okay,
not
yeah.
sure.
So yeah, he was paying the 3 mana. He will now attack with the Dreaded Arcanist, will flashback his blazing volley, and yeah. Let's see what Kaya does for next turn.
Yeah, I was a little bit too fast with the with them telling that he should pay 3, because at first I just have seen that he paid 2.
Okay, yeah.
No, he was paying the 3 mana. So yeah, let's see. Uptick or downtick by 2 on the Kaya, drawing 1 card, getting rid of 1 card. And yeah, let's see what Christian can do now. I mean, with 5 mana, he has a lot to do actually here. The problem is that, yeah, there is a lot that Andy can do.
You know what would be great? Another Kaya.
Thalia is
here.
okay, yeah.
I mean, it does nothing. That's the problem. You have the Kaya, you have the Thalia, but the Kaya will still die next turn.
Maybe he has a removal spell?
For the mandrills?
You need one for the
For
mandrills.
something.
Yeah, the problem is mandrills is only killable with, yeah, swords or Path to Exile. And yeah.
So first bottle of wine is emptied. Disguised.
Second to go.
That's a big achievement.
A huge achievement, definitely.
So here we have the swords to plowshares. The ponder.
The ponder. So that's a plowshares from Bragdell would be kind of strange to see.
I mean, Cheska Arcanist is now a deck.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I'm not sure how long we will see Arcanist in this format.
I mean,
I think it's fine, actually.
it depends. If it doesn't provide the numbers, I don't see a fair point in, pulling it out of the format. Actually, I mean it's a really really advantageous card, but it needs some amount of setup. You can play Gravedigger's Cage against it, and then the power level wise card that is besides it would be something like a Bob, Dark Confidant, and it also draws you a card for each turn. But it doesn't even have to attack. I mean, you have to have the life loss, but yeah, it at least does something similar.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm also not advocating for pulling it out of the format. Definitely not. But it's kind of strange that 2 years or 1.5 years after its printing, it suddenly comes up in a lot of new decks like Max Torsion's Doomsday list or Sam Adams Fenris Fact, basically Infect with Dreaded Arcanist, and the new Jeskai Arcanist list, and everyone is newly playing around with Dreaded Arcanist. It's
Yeah, I mean,
kind of strange, I think.
1.5 years ago, I was playing Jeskai Dreaded Arcanist, so it's just the meta that is evolving and putting the card in a little bit of a better position.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of okay.
I can see that, yeah, definitely.
Because back in the days, this is when I was in China playing in the Orcs of Legacy. I went on the second event I was playing.
Orlov. I also said the Orlov today.
Yeah. I mean,
Orlov
it's a magic
Legacy.
color. So the Orlov Legacy tournament, and I was playing there. Jeskai Dreadblade, which was basically Dreaded Arcanist with Stoneforge Mystic Brew. So nowadays you put the bad cards out of it and put in good cards. So
And you put the bad cards in and pull the good
Yeah.
cards out, like.
Basically, Oko was pretty new back in the day. So it wasn't really decided that equipments are now unplayable because of Oko. Because, yeah, Devon Texas wasn't. Yeah, it was kind of deck back in the days because it was where we had Ren and 6-2 in the format, and Devon Texas was playing the stepmother of runes, basically, which had one power and 2 toughness to play around the Ren and 6 effects. And there were quite different days. And it's 1.5 years ago in the format. I mean, it hasn't really evolved from back in the day. It's just that some key cards have changed, I would say.
Back to the match, I gotta say, Andreas has put up a huge fight here to get even with Christian. I think Christian has started 2-0, and now they are both on 2-2.
Yeah.
So it's really great here to go in the first time we are commentating on best of 5 to the 5th match, to the 5th game here.
Yeah, and yeah, as we said in the pre-game analysis, it's a really even matchup. Both have great chances, and I think even if Christian would have won the 3rd game and it would have been a 3-0, we would have said, yeah, really close game of both players, and yeah, it came down to some critical draws.
Yeah, because it's just a cool matchup. Like we said before, it's an old school matchup. It's there since 2011, 2012. I think it just happens all the time, and it's just really nice, and it's peak magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Just great.
Sure.
You can summarize it like that, yeah.
Yeah, matchup-wise, it's really intense. And yeah, I really enjoy these kind of games be played out.
Oh yeah, and they don't play Script Ranger, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that it's a necessary card nowadays, because Delver isn't the critical card in Rock Delver nowadays.
And Straight Out Arcanist, definitely.
Yeah, and that's the problem I always have with playing the Delver Mirror or something like that. I'm playing always with some amounts of Pyroblasts. But the problem is the key card I want to kill is not the Delver. It's sometimes in the late game the Oko. But the critical card I care about are Tarmogoyf as a big beater, and the Dreaded Arcanist, because it generates way too much value to compensate. And yeah, with that I really dislike the Pyroblast, because I can't get rid of the Dreaded Arcanist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dreaded Arcanist having free toughness is just so huge, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of fine. You have 4 power in total, which is basically fine for any 2-costed rare. So I don't think that I mean, think about it. Dreaded Arcanist as a 2/2.
Oh my god, it would be even worse. Oh my god.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, because
I think it doesn't matter.
It's basically predict nowadays, and a braid or something like that you would care about.
Yeah, but flashbacking a braid is really huge.
Yeah, for sure. So, or flashbacking Live from the Loam.
I think.
Oh yeah. So that I like this.
Live from the Loam, yeah. Maybe some different builds with the card would have evolved if it was a 2/2. But I think, speaking of Delver perspectives, and I think the 1/3 is even much better, because he can block a lot of the 2 attack creatures from Devon Texas, from like Athalia.
I mean, it blocks Athalia favorably.
Yeah, stuff like this. And I think for this, and since the best cards to flashback are 1-drops anyway, it's just better that is a free 1/3.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't think that it would be a necessarily big power decrease if it would be a 2/2. I'm not sure. I mean, I think it would be a slight. I mean, it's for sure a side grade, but I'm not sure how big the down or the upgrade is if you would have Dreaded Arcanist as a 1/3 or a 2/2. And yeah, back to the match. We have a turn 1 Green Sun Zenith for 0 for a Dried Arbor. And
And a
Delva.
Delva again.
the success rate of Andy in this tournament is amazing.
And turn 1 Delva is...
Is it like 3 out of 5 now?
Four out of 5.
4 out of 5? Okay.
5 times.
Yeah. And it's always the worst card in Delva decks is the Delva. But
A Sylvan Library.
I hate this card in this spot now.
Why do you hate it?
You can afford to pay too much life.
This is true.
That's true, but just the Senseless Divining top effect from rearranging your top 4 cards is huge here. It lets you find the removal for the Delva.
Yeah.
And it looks like the Delva hasn't flipped.
And also to note that Christian has 4 mana available for the next turn, whereas Andrea is still on 1. So mana-wise, Christian is far ahead.
There is one deck that is able to get it to 2 or 3 power, and this is Fenris Cloud's Infect.
It's a new Rack Infect list where he cuts the Noble Hierarch for Dreadhorde Arcanist. And basically, if you remove his Infect creatures, he just kills you with a huge Arcanist because you invigorate the Arcanist and then flashback the Invigorate, and it lets you hit for 9. It's basically like Infect, but you can't even pay safely life anymore because he will get you with the Arcanist.
Yeah, and here we have the removal spell for the Delva. And let's see what is played here. A Scavenging Ooze, which is basically a really, really big card here. And the question is if you really want to attack here with the Dryad Arbor. And I'm not sure about it actually. I think it would be okay to attack here, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to put in some pressure that he isn't allowed to pay any amount of life with the Sylvan Library of its own. And yeah. Thanks for Just Call Me Map for dipping into the stream. I hope you had a great time. And yeah, ask Daniel at the workplace everything you want to know about
everything you want to know about our community, and our community is just great. And tune in.
For sure, yeah.
So you have to take him to once time to an Friday Night Magic or something like that. If he would be into that.
I'll try to convince him, yeah.
Attacks are not a problem. Tell him that.
No, for sure not, yeah.
About
always
deck
landing out.
Yeah, about decks, no problem. Philip, have you looked into Old School?
Not that much actually. I was busy with work stuff actually, and I was kind of busy with a huge project on the side. I won't tell a lot of it now, but there are huge news coming up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely. And also I was busy with recording our podcast on Tuesday, and we will release it this weekend. And so stay tuned. It's on Anchor and every big streaming platform like Spotify, iTunes, or Deezer, or anything you like. It's basically everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's called In Response, a Legacy podcast, and also the link is down below in our channel description. Would be great if you would leave a review on iTunes. That would be really great. And our last episode was with GP Bologna winner Mark-Eric Vogt we were talking about old school.
Yeah. Old school commander, Pokemon. So lots of things to talk about it, what we can take away with his new joy in the format, which is basically the Snow Days deck, I think it's called.
Yeah, with Hull
And-
Breacher.
Yeah, I've linked the episode down below. I think this should lead to your... No, this is the personal link for us. I will.
Yeah, I just put the link in, and I'm going to
Copy link. This is the link now.
commentate over the match. Christian has resolved now a Knight of the Reliquary. It's basically a Sylvan Library game now for both of our players.
Yeah.
It seems like Christian is a little bit ahead here.
Oh wow, Andreas.
Unfortunately, he didn't drew a single card with the library now. That's something that's, I think, is... It depends on the top of his deck, but I think a little bit of a fault.
He has the fetch land. Feel like maybe he doesn't need.
There are no fetch lands in play for Christian. That's the problem.
You mean Christian?
Andreas did pay 8 life. He
This time,
actually
yeah.
Okay. Oh my god, I didn't got that.
he kept all 3 cards.
I
Yeah.
totally missed this.
Yeah, and Andy and Christian didn't even draw a single card of, I think, 3 triggers now. And yeah, the board is now really bad for him. And yeah, I think he has to draw some cards because he needs to dig for some lands.
Yeah, he
can't-
needs to draw now.
Yeah.
Because if this is an Oko or something like that, or even blinking now, it's really, really bad for...
Blinky blinky bang bang.
I mean, it's kind of dangerous to take a hit of 8 against Rakdelva, but yeah, Christian doesn't need it now. Maybe he hasn't
It
played any
depends on his
lands
hand.
the previous turn, so yeah. I mean, I think he has a land now. Or does he?
It would be really important for him.
Yeah, he has a land here.
Mm-hmm.
I think his top were only lands, so... But he hasn't played a land last turn, am I right? Or was he wastelanded?
The last one.
No, he wasn't. He didn't play the land last turn. And I do not know why. So maybe he missed his land trap there, because he would have been able to draw the card because of the...
Oh, and the days. Oh my god.
He's now really far behind.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I
there's
think-
still no threats besides the library for either player. So
Yeah, I mean, Andy gets to play his
Oko now?
3-1 in the air now for next turn.
yeah,
And it's basically a 3-turn clock now.
that's true. He has the borrower coming up, or like you said, Philip, he can deploy an Oko if he has one.
Oko would be huge in this spot.
Of course, Oko on an empty board against a deck that doesn't have a lot of removal.
Yeah, it's plays basically 3 abrupt decays against it,
Yeah,
which is kind of okay.
It's not much actually.
But I think he would have abrupt decayed the Sylvan Library if he would have been able to.
that's the Gino. That's the only thing you need to know.
So yeah,
Booting Manrus and an Arcanist. Oh, he's really putting
Yeah.
putting up the gas here.
it's for me it's game over now for Christian. I don't see him coming back from that one.
Mm-hmm.
Because he needs now basically 2 removal spells, or even better, 3 removal spells.
In the foreseeable future, he needs to deal with 3 threats, because there's also the borrower coming
Yeah.
at some point, and Christian doesn't have a board. So,
Yeah.
and Andreas still gets his library spins. He can safely even take
Draw one
another,
or two cards.
even 2 cards, because there is no bolt or anything like that coming from Christian's side. And this is a big problem.
Maybe he has decay and swords.
But he needs 2 swords because of the Brazen Borer. So
Oh, yeah.
having the decay here on the Dreaded Arcanist.
Decay is
Now he needs a
very
swords
good.
closures.
He has a Thalia, okay.
Yeah, the Thalia does nothing here.
It's not enough, definitely.
Yes, a jump blocker at some point.
Yeah, and it doesn't even do good jump blocking because of the Mandrills has trample.
Yeah, so he can go down to 4 life.
Yeah.
And then next turn he can go down to 1 life. And yeah, it's very grim.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting.
This would be very, yeah. What's the correct way to say this? I don't know. A feel bad moment for Christian.
Yeah.
Going into this match with a 2-0 lead, and then having to lose the next 3 matches, games.
Yeah, I mean, this shows that the sideboards from Rakdelv is a little bit better, but I don't think that. I mean, the sideboard cards basically that turned the tide were Blazing Volley.
Yeah, Blazing Volley was really huge. Definitely. Yeah. This was the best card for Andreas that improved the matchup.
Oh yeah.
Quite a bit. And I think because of this, it really shows that the matchup is on this just about this classic threats and answer kind of interaction and realm. Who has more threats in the end after the dust settles is very likely to win. And Andreas just has more answers. And Christian has very little answers. This is the bolt, yeah.
And that's a bolt.
This is
Andreas made the almost impossible. He has won this match in the 5th round 3-2.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Rakdelva really putting his weight in.
So we had a really, really close, a really, really interactive matchup between Christian and Andreas.
Yeah.
Maybe the tutoring session with Rich Kelly made the difference. We don't know. We have to ask Danny. We have to ask Andy in our post-game interview. Do we have the post-game interview after the next quarterfinals, or do we make it in between?
We have it today for our 2 quarterfinalists.
Yeah, but between the games or after the game with both of them?
After the game.
Okay. So
Christian thought he would have needed some time to dress himself up. So.
Oh, we have a huge raid.
Huge raid from Julian.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's probably the worst.
Worst timing.
Do this. The worst timing ever. Because our next round starts at 10 o'clock and oh my god, that's just unfortunate. That's just so unfortunate now.
I'm so sorry, Julian. Thank you for the huge raid. We just had an awesome best of 5 between Absam Maverick and Rakdelva.
Yep.
We went down to 5 games, and yeah, it was a really, really close matchup. We had basically the first 2 games before sideboarding. Absam Maverick won both games, and after sideboarding, all 3 matches went to Rakdelva on Andreas Schaubmayer. It was really, really awesome. It was a great experience. But yeah, maybe we can do the interview here that we skipped a short time.
That's probably the best thing we can
do. So
now.
we have some.
I'm going to ask Andreas if he is ready, actually.
I think he should be ready now, so that you guys who are tuning in, getting some sort of content. We don't want to disappoint Julian. He's rating us in hope that we can provide something for Magic, and we get some inside thoughts out of our competitor Andreas Schaubmayer. He is completely flesh red in the face because it was a really, really difficult match to navigate. It was 2 hours of basically Magic played, and so Philip, should we tune in?
We can
Discord.
We will take just a short break, and then afterwards we'll be right back with the interview with the finalists or semi-finalists.
Basically 30 seconds or 1 minute just to operate the technical stuff.
The stream.
Go.
Okay.
And now we are back with the interview from the quarterfinalist winner Andreas Schaubmayer on Ragdelver. Andreas, how do you feel now advancing into the semifinals? It was a really, really great match to watch and to commentate on. I could feel the suspense in you and I could feel the thrill. How do you feel now?
Oh my god, I'm so excited. I can't believe it. Starting with 0-2 and advancing with 3-2. Couldn't be more excited. Yeah, I'm definitely sweating.
Rightfully so.
Oh my god.
How was your feeling after, basically losing, especially the first game because it was, down coming to the top decks. But how was your feelings after the first two?
Not that bad after the first one, but bad after this loss in the second game because, it was a slow hand with a brainstorm that had to fix everything, and it didn't. But after that, I think you're best if you don't care. So maybe maybe it was my way.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want to ask you, how has the coaching session with Rich Kali impacted your gameplay?
Never mind. I didn't book it. I refused.
Okay.
I told him I have a final exam, and it would be too sorry guys. And it would be too stressful for me to join the coaching because I want to do the coaching without stress.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can totally get this,
So you had, I think, last week your exam that you finished your job exam or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah. Wait a second. I just.
Oh my god.
Hopefully we did not lose him. This would be a very bad situation and time spot for him to be lost.
Oh yeah.
And he's back.
And he's back.
Tried to fix it and make it even worse. So. Final exam.
This happens to the best of us.
And now I'm finally an electric engineer, so I wouldn't mind it if I would lose this match. So because I'm pretty happy because I made my exam this week.
Okay, nice.
And now you made it to the semifinals also. So congratulations! And
where's my money?
You will get it after you win the next two in a row. If you want to try for the big money.
Of course.
So it's basically really, really amazing, and it was really, really an interesting matchup to commentate. Though it was just so insane.
In the last,
Go ahead.
In the last 3 or 4 turns where I felt I could win this final game, I was shaking. Oh.
Understandable.
Yeah, I felt that it was really close and the suspense
definitely,
was really high.
Yeah, Chris said to me after the match he made a mistake by paying 4 life extra once was too much.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
In the game, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, for me it was that he wasn't able to draw something from the first library trigger, and then not being able to put in a land trap the same turn or something like that. So I think it was 1 land trap down or something like that. It was.
Before the game
yeah.
started, he said to me, how much do I hate myself for keeping this hand? And he started his walk time, and I thought he was looking for land or maybe bait. So his first turn, starting with right arbor, I was tempted to waste him. I don't know really if it was correct not to do so as I did, but I thought I had to get ahead and on the board, and wasting on the draw against Maverick didn't felt that great in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everything came together for me, and yeah.
The next quarterfinals is Christoph Igelsböck on Black White Eldrazi against Mario Hinterberger on Devon, Texas. Who is the guy that you might want to face in the finals? Because I don't think you can face them in the semifinals. Because
you
of
don't face in the
Yeah,
semifinals
but
against them.
is there
Because we cross pair the semifinals, and so
Yeah.
basically the only guy you could face in the semifinals, the only way you could
Yeah,
face
exactly.
someone from
Is in the
your
finals.
group would be in the finals.
Yeah. Is there somebody that you want to preferably face out of these guys for the next
Out of-
round?
For guys from the other quarterfinals, you mean?
For the
Yeah.
next quarterfinals
Quarterfinal.
that we are watching after the interview, which is Christoph Igelsböck against Mario Hinterberger. Who would
And-
you rather see advancing? Let's say.
It's difficult. I don't.
You don't
how
have
would I say?
preferences.
No real preferences. I mean, I like them both, so let's have them a good game and
Yeah.
see what comes.
I mean,
That's very sportsmanlike from you.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't care if you face Def Texas or Black Red Eldrazi.
Okay, I know what you mean. I'd rather face that in Texas because I'm more experienced
Playing
in this
against them.
matchup, and I definitely know what I'm doing,
Yeah.
as I proved in the
In the
in the
group
previous rounds. And yeah, Black Wild Eldrazi, yeah. Who wants to play against Eldrazi? Tell me.
me certainly not speaking from the Storm perspective. Yeah.
No real preferences, but
I mean, I like to play against it with Dredge or with Hogak. It's kind of okay.
of course.
You're the one lonely guy, Philip, here.
Probably. I'm sometimes strange, so that doesn't surprise me.
So, yeah. So,
So, one last question. I'm in the money, right?
yeah.
Oh
you're the
yeah,
money.
Think so,
definitely
yeah.
the money. We are putting up prices for the top 4 of this tournament. So
Yeah.
and the only thing that separates you is just the how do I say this? It's the price
tap.
structure is like you also need to even if you lose the semifinals, you also need to play a game to the third place.
Play for third and fourth
Yeah.
place.
Yeah,
Okay.
we also play this out.
Mini final. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, mini final, and there's also a difference in the prize money, so it's
Of
even
course,
more
I'm playing
interesting for our viewers.
friends, but yeah.
Yeah. We play
Mine's
for the
more-
experience and not for the money.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, with that, I think we will round it up. Thank you, Andy, for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank
No,
you.
Yeah.
It will be
for playing.
exciting to watch you in the semifinals going forward.
Oh, thanks.
And
Hey, guys.
yeah, with that, I think we will have a really, really short break.
I think about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 5 minutes. Then we will continue with Black-White Eldrazi versus Death and Texas, the old Black Engineer versus Small Humans.
Yeah. Daniel, will you put up the timer?
For sure. So stay tuned for that. See you in a couple minutes.
Oh yeah, that's great. And
Oh.
And welcome back to the second quarterfinal of tonight. We are now playing Black Wild Eldrazi from Christoph Igelsböck versus Death in Texas from Mario Hinterberger. Peter, how do you think will this matchup play out?
For me, it will be most likely a back and forth matchup, but I think I'll give a slight or even a little bit more than slight advantage to Christoph Igelsböck on Black Wild Eldrazi, just because Plague Engineer is a really, really big card against Death in Texas. But yeah, the new 3-costed printing power beast in Death in Texas with the name of, I'm still searching
you
for
mean
it.
Skycliff Apparition?
Skycliff Apparition.
Yeah.
I will move this matchup a little bit, but yeah, I think it will be a really, really close game. But yeah, it will be really, really interesting to see how it fares, or it will play out.
Absolutely.
And you, Daniel? How do you think?
I think the same as Peter said. It will basically come down to how many or how often Christoph is able to draw his Plague Engineers.
Which he plays 4 of in his main deck.
Which is a 4-off, so
it's really huge actually, this matchup.
yeah, absolutely. And Mario needs to dodge them or needs to find a way to play around the card. I mean, a Plague Engineer is certainly not a game over for Death in Texas. In the past, there have been cards like Dread of Night, if you remember this card.
Oh, yeah.
This was also a silver
It was really
bullet.
a dread.
A silver bullet type of card against Death in Texas. But there are situations where Death in Texas can play around this kind of effect. For example, with Stormforge Mystic being one huge example. And Mario can certainly pull this off. I think actually Battle Skull might be one of the best things he can do. He can equip one of his creatures which make them mostly bigger than the Eldrazi that Christoph is able to bring to the table. And based on that, I think both players have a game to win this match. But Eldrazi should be a little bit favored simply because of the Plague Engineers.
I think also
Yeah.
this.
One
this
thing,
is the
one
case,
card that we can't miss out is Luminac Aspirant, which is only a 2-of in Mario's list.
Very true.
Because Luminac Aspirant can outgrow every human to die from a single Plague Engineer. And yeah, and it can even make creatures big enough to block a Reality Smasher or a Fortnite Seer. But I think we had enough pre-talk. I think everyone is hyped
Let's tune in
for
High
another
five.
match.
Woo.
And we will tune into Mario Hinterberger versus Christoph Igelsböck
On
Black
Black Wild Eldrazi.
White Eldrazi.
versus Death in Texas. So we show you the 2 screens. And one thing that you have to look close to is the small video area on the side of Christoph Igelsböck, which is basically vintage beer advertisement. You will have beer advertisement running through the whole stream for Christoph Igelsböck.
Really, really nice.
And something in our own perspective. If you like what we are doing, follow us on Twitter. It's at Austrian_legacy for all information about our tournaments and on our streams. And also, it would be great if you tune in to our podcast. It's on Twitter. It's at response_legacy, and you can find us on all big streaming platforms like Spotify or everything else, Deezer, iTunes, Anchor, pretty much everywhere. And it would be great if you would tune in and hear us talk. And with this, we tune into a match. There is a first turn Mother of Runes for Mario Hinterberger and second turn Chalice of the Void for Christoph Igelsböck. And
Okay.
like we said, a Luminac Aspirant that can go really long here.
Oh yeah, this
here, yeah.
creature can help to make Mario's other creatures or just the aspirant himself bigger than the Eldrazi's from Christoph.
Yeah.
And yeah, Christoph does not have a turn 2 Fatnazi.
Yeah, and here, what are the cards we have to look at that Christoph can be playing? Is this a relative? No, it's the
Oh,
Plague
it's
Engineer.
a Plague Engineer. Oh my god. This is now a huge blowout.
Yeah. On human. Unfortunately, it's mirrored fast, so it's Vamu. But yeah.
Oh my god, that's kind of great.
But here we have the biggest blowout of all. Swords to Plowshares getting negated by the Chalice
by
of
the
the
Chalice.
Void.
Oh my god, I haven't seen this. Wow, that's
That's a really, really big beating now for.
huge. Do you
Mario.
think Mario is a little bit how do you call it? Like
Sleepy?
No, not sleepy. Lampenfieber, it would be the German word.
You mean
We'll have it
I
in
don't-
just a second.
But yeah, here we will have an attack for 7 on the side of Christoph Igelsböck.
It is jitters or stage fright. Stage fright.
Stage fright.
Stage fright. Yeah, that makes totally sense here.
Yeah, it's just really, really big now. You can't really attack on the side. On Mario, you don't have an answer now for the Plague Engineer. Your answer for the Plague Engineer is exactly Skyclave Apparition. What creature type is Vamu? Don't you know Mother of Runes, the biggest Vamu of all?
The best.
But here we have
It's the
the
greatest.
Skyclave Apparition now. But yeah, we will see how big it matters because yeah, Mother of Runes only give protection from colors, and most of the creatures are colorless on the side of Christoph. Vamu is from Kaldheim, yeah. This is
That's
the new
because-
Phyrexian card type. Yeah, let's see what Christoph can.
I'm not
make
gonna
it.
lie. I would love for the Phyrexians to invade Kaldheim and make another new Phyrexia. Would be so cool story-wise.
Yeah, but actually story-wise, if you look at the small screen for Ginterbier, we had a speaking box or something like that in the bottom. No, really big for Christoph to make a setup for him. But yeah, this will be a
Yeah, I like his
close
setup.
matchup.
It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we will have to see how it is able for Mario to get rid of the Reality Smasher.
Another
Another
Skyclave.
Caracas.
Another Skyclave would be a good idea.
You need
just-
to have okay.
Yeah, the aspirant can grow bigger than the Smasher.
That's kind of hard. He's at 5 life now.
Yeah, he needs to throw a bunch of creatures in front of the Smasher.
No, you
am afraid.
just throw Mother and Skyclave in front of the Smasher, and they trade, and you throw Fali in front of the Meta Reshaper.
The Luminarch even gets you counters even if you don't attack.
Yeah,
At the
it's
beginning
against-
of the combat.
Oh, I totally misread the card then. That
It's
makes
just-
it way better. Way better.
Yeah, it's just a trigger at the beginning of the combat. Think.
Yeah, the Plague Engineer died to the enter the battlefield effect of Skyclave Apparition.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we most likely should see here the trade with Mother of Runes and Thalia, I think, is the better move here. Because you don't want to give Christoph the token.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm, I agree. Is it the... It would be a 3/3 because of the Plague Engineer, right? Is it a 3/3 token? Oh,
Yeah, it's a free token.
It's
Yeah.
a 3/3 token.
yeah, yeah.
And it's just too big for him to handle. Just a little bit side note here. Shout out to Don't Daze Me Bro, Dead Julian BP, Simply Cole, and Cellular Peptid Cake for following our stream. It's great to have you on.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we should be now at around 105 or 106 followers. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for supporting us. And here we have, exiling the Matter Reshaper here. Is the Matter Reshaper a die or and leaves the battlefield effect? Because I'm not sure.
I think it's a die.
Okay.
From the Reshaper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the Material Shaper.
Oh, from the Meta Reshaper. Yeah.
Here
It
we
is
have
dice.
now an Eye of Ugin activated, most likely for a Matter Reshaper. Or is there a better creature that Christoph can get? I think it should be a Matter Reshaper to force the block of the Skycliffe, and then he gains his 3/3 token and
Gotta
gains in for 3
take a
damage.
look on his.
Yeah.
Takes a Smasher.
Yeah, he has to take a Smasher. I wasn't sure if he plays a one of Empering or something, but the Smasher seems like the best one in his particular list. For our viewers, you can expand the deck list if you hover above the Magic card extension. It's Cardboard Live, and then you can take a look at the deck list from our participants.
And if you don't know, if you just tuned in, this is played in best of 5s. So even if this match is, or even if this game is over, there is another game without sideboarding going on.
Another Skycliffe.
Yeah, which means another token
Mm-hmm.
for Christoph.
A free token now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it will be interesting how, basically Mario works around this now, because
It's insane how big of an impact Eye of Ugin makes here in this spot.
Yeah, it just makes sure that Christoph has threat after threat and never
Yeah.
runs out of cards to draw.
And here you need something like another Skycliffe apparition for the endless one.
And yeah, Mario. Yeah.
Ah, scoops it up. Oh, okay. That was too hard, the Eye of Ugin. Just proves him everything he needed.
Yeah, it's really, really hard to get back, and it was close. It was close, actually.
It was more close than I thought at first.
Yeah.
I thought Christoph with his 4 packages was a hell of a lot more favored here.
Yeah, I think it came down to the misplay with the Swords to Plowshare in the first turn, because if he would have had that Swords to Plowshares, he could have exiled the Chalice of the Void with a Skycliffe apparition, and then sword the Reality Smasher, and everything would have been fine for him, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. If he drew a second sword, then it's even more.
Yeah.
Then it's even better for him. Yeah.
So yeah, really, really close match. And I think this could become something like the previous game, but I mean, Christoph flooded out a little bit, but I think flooding isn't really that big of a problem for this deck, because with Eye of Ugin you have a lot of value to gain from the land. But I mean, you skipped 1 turn to gain a creature for the other turn, so it's basically like drawing a creature once or twice a turn.
Mm-hmm.
But with Eye of Ugin your Eldrazi are one hella cheap, so
Yeah, I also don't think that that flooding out with Eldrazi is a problem in any case, especially versus a Wasteland and Richard and Port deck like Death and Texas is. You always want to make your land drops and just go from there. And if you hit the Eye of Ugin, you have, like you said, threat after threat, and you're basically good to go.
Also, the Eldrazi's from Christoph's side are so impactful that you don't really need a huge amount of them to just put you in a better spot.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
If the times I played versus Eldrazi, but it was the colorless one, or the mono black one, if you count Dismember. The way you win versus Eldrazi was always attacking the lands.
Mm-hmm.
Then it gets kind of hard. So I don't think flooding out has any impact besides them winning even easier.
Yeah. So it will be interesting because I see both players taking either the control route or the aggro route to play out, because basically Mario can play the aggro play style with Death and Texas and play a control route with having a removal spell for basically every turn, and Skycliff apparitions to exile the threats from Christoph. But Christoph can play the control route himself too, wait him for a big Plague Engineer turn, or just playing a Fortnite in the early game, taking some key pieces off of Death and Texas, blocking favorably for a few turns, and And Philip, stop looking at the football playing in the advertisement.
You caught me! Oh my god, you caught me!
you were so focused.
It's just so great. I love it.
So and here we have the Rishadan port into the turn to Luminac Aspirant, and let's see what this is. It's a Matter Reshaper.
Matter Reshaper. I've got a feeling that the Matter Reshaper is kind of the worst card in this deck.
Yeah, but it's a must-needed one. And here
why?
we have an Cavern of Souls on Carrier that I can get it.
This is the word. I was thinking all the time, what is the creature type that you put it on? Yeah.
Ray Rack.
Yeah, it's Carrier.
No, it's Plague Engineer. Ooh, double Luminac Aspirant is huge.
Oh, that gets kind of big, kind of fast.
But we will have to see how he does it. Because it's interesting now if it double pumps on one or if it pumps. You have to get them out of Plague Engineer.
I wanted to say the same. For sure, one goes for onto the newly cast one. And
because if you put one to a 4/4, you could have attacked into the Matter Reshaper that's there.
Yeah, but I don't think you wouldn't really care about this right now.
Yeah, you just take the 3 here.
You want to get them as big as possible. Is there a way for Eldrazi to remove them if they are bigger than the Eldrazi's? They can blink it with the Displacer.
You have the Eliminate.
Yeah, and the Blast Zone.
And the 4 Swords to
Blasters
Blasters from the side.
endless one.
And Blast Zone, of course.
Yeah, and the 4 Swords to Blasters from the side. Likely.
And probably also all the Dusts.
Oh yeah, all this stuff is a pain.
So we are on the monetary side. The monetarization on YouTube does go away if you say something like that, Philip.
It's a pain. As I said, it's a pain.
It's nothing
else. Nothing else.
I mean, we don't even get any ads on YouTube, am I right? Or we aren't getting paid for them. I don't think so. So, yeah.
I would put 2 counters here on Thalia.
Because of what? I mean, you want it's
first strike. You can just outgrow everything and then just block and attack safely.
Yeah, if you put it to a 5/4, you can block every creature. Christoph can produce, because the endless ones are the creatures that you want to Skycliff Apparition, because he doesn't get an token back, because it's basically cost 0.
I think you have to take 5 here.
Yeah.
Even if it's just such a huge chunk of life, but you need the board presence, and with another turn and another 2 triggers from Luminac Aspirant, maybe it's too much.
Yeah.
And a 6/6 endless one.
Yeah, if you double pump Thalia here, you can just maybe double.
Nah, you need to double pump the aspirant now.
Yeah, you need to
Then you can.
favorably block the 5/5 endless one, and then next turn the 6/6 endless one.
Yeah, definitely.
And if a Matter Reshaper comes, you have to take care of that in some extent. But I don't think that you can't even Richard and port him out of that. I mean, if he has another land, you can double Richard and port him that he is not able to produce an Reality Smasher for next turn. Which would be something huge too to look out for.
Mario's thinking really hard now. I gotta admit, I have to ask Christoph how he made this.
The setup.
His setup.
He did it in OBS.
Yeah.
You can use OBS and then use the OBS image to use in Discord.
Yeah, that's the thing I didn't know, actually.
It's actually quite easy. Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's with the Eldrazi he made use of the dead space of his setup, and it really looks nice. And we have free advertisement for beer in the matchup gets stellar. Because basically for anybody new here, Christoph is the beer player of our group. He drank, I think, between 8 and 10 beer, and I think he was beaten in the finals of MCAM Prague.
Yeah, he went second at MCAM Prague. I think it was back in 2018, playing colorless Eldrazi Stompy, and just got beaten. I think it was with he was beaten by elves. I'm not sure now. Elves or miracles? Elves or miracles? I'm not entirely sure. But he was second at MCAM Prague, so he has some big tournaments under his belt, and he's definitely.
Have you looked at the block? Because Iggy just jump blocked with the Thalia.
With the Thalia?
You mean
Mario
just jump blocked with the Thalia.
The endless one.
Yeah.
What are the life totals? They're hard to see.
Yeah, both players have their phone just out of the image, so he should have taken another 5, so he should be at 7 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, the block is really strange. Because he should have put the counters in some way that it would allow him to kill one of the endless ones.
Mm-hmm.
Even, I think you had to double block the 6/6 endless one to get rid of him.
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense to let him attack another time. I mean, it's kind of scary that you are getting your boards down too, but I think he should at least made the Thalia that it can trade favorably with the endless one. So my turn would be to put up 2 counters on Thalia. That it would have been 5/4. So you should be able to trade favorably with it. But for this turn, I think you just have to block the 5/5 endless one with the 5/5 and the next endless one with the Thalia.
I gotta say, I disagree here with pumping the Thalia. I would have pumped the aspirants.
Both of them?
One of them at least to a 6/6, so they can favorably block the endless one. The Thalia can block the Matter Reshaper.
Yeah, I agree in pumping one twice, because then you can trade favorably with the 5/5 endless one and jump again the 6/6 endless one, and the next turn you can trade favorably with the
Yeah.
6/6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and maybe even not activating Vile in your main phase and just activating Vile during attacks.
Yeah, as a surprise. Yeah, I agree here. Would have been the better play on the side of Mario here.
All the years of playing Death and Taxes now come to fruition.
Yeah, I mean, for me, you're still the I play weird, faithless looting or combo decks player. So I'm not sure how you started with Death and Taxes and moved on to, yeah.
I mean, people change over time. Peter, people change over time.
Yeah, I played Death and Taxes for 5 years. I mean,
Yeah.
oh my god.
You gotta switch it up.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel, you started off too with Merfolk, am I right?
Yeah, in modern actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we speak legacy, my first deck was Chant. But
Yeah,
it was during the Miracles top era and Death Red Shaman was legal, so Chant was kinda good back in the day.
You mean it was playable?
It was playable, yeah. I mean, against Miracles it had a fine matchup actually, which was the best deck in the format. So it makes sense to play a deck which has a good matchup against the best deck. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It does make a lot of sense actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gino is consistent. Gino is always playing mono green piles of cards.
That's true.
Or elves, yeah.
But Gino has a rule. The bigger the creatures are, the less green they have to be, and vice versa.
Yeah, makes sense.
So it's only playing 1/1 elves most of the time, which are most of the time green. Gino, how disappointed are you with the new elves planeswalker making elves producing black mana?
How disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, you make a planeswalker for elves, and the static ability is elf creatures you control tap for black. I mean
Instead of green.
Instead of green, because black is.
Well,
sure.
what was the addition that elves kind of dipped into black a little bit more? There were some black elves recently, actually. It was not long ago.
Yeah, we have discard elves and something like that now. And here, what are we seeing? We see a block on the 5/5. We see a kill on the 3/2.
Mm-hmm.
And are we really seeing Mario going down to 1 life?
Ooh,
It
oh my god, that's hard.
seems so, yeah.
That's hard.
Only being having left the aspirants.
Only one aspirant.
What is?
Thalia.
It is Thalia. I'm sorry. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the Thalia doesn't matter.
Yeah, and
No.
that's the thing where I'm not sure. If you put the one aspirant out of Plague Engine range, it doesn't make sense to pump both. Just pump one to make it at least 8/8 or 9/9, and then you can pump the other one, and then you can just block everything profitably.
Yeah. For sure.
And here we need to see a Skyclave apparition on the side of Mario Hinterberger. Skyclave on the Endless One is the thing we need now.
So he's
Or the
basically
thing he needs now.
facing for sure 2 threats, or let's say 1 big threat and possibly 2 big threats, most likely at least, because Christoph has the Eye of Ugin to grab a big creature for his next turn to make the Mimic a big threat as well. So he needs to make sure that he can survive against 2 big threats.
Yeah.
And this involves for sure some kind of Skyclave apparition and Flicker Wisp maybe to get to flicker the
Flicker with
end.
an Endless One would also be good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Something like that, and just passing the turn. I mean, yeah, maybe he has something in his hand. He has a vial on 3.
But his Luminac should have grown. Am I right?
Yeah, he might have
I
missed the
think-
trigger.
Yeah, he missed the
He
trigger.
missed the trigger.
Oh,
So
that's unfortunate.
He tapped the Eye of Ugin, which is smart.
yeah. I mean, if you don't do anything, tapping the Eye of Ugin is definitely the right play because it takes the mana out of the player and everything, and the ability to gain a creature too. Because if you now top decks nothing good, it doesn't even matter. And yeah, here you attack. Is this the Skycliff? Which is the card? Yeah.
It's a Skycliff. Okay.
Yeah. Skycliff hitting this one is really, really huge. Skycliff hitting the Chalice of the Void into Swords to Plowshare would have been something else too.
Yeah.
If
Would
he
have
has
been
another
even
Swords to
better.
Plowshares.
Would have been even better, yeah.
Yeah, it depends on how many Swords to Plowshares he has in his hand. And
Mhm.
here we have the second white man.
source, yeah. Defnex is always so starved of white sources. That's why I prefer the versions with 24 lands.
How many lands does Mario play?
23.
23.
Okay. So you are playing a 13th planes.
Basically.
So 13 planes, 3 Caracas, 4 Rishadan Port for Wasteland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but the key point is that you have to play exactly 13 different versions of your lands.
To just tilt your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just the correct play, I think. Because it tilts your opponent.
Yeah, that's what I said. Just to tilt your opponent. Oh my god.
I'm playing with you. I'm playing with you.
I see.
No, I think it's if you gain edges in some kind, it's always correct to do so.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially in formats like Legacy. In new formats, I can see that it doesn't has any impact at all. But in formats like Legacy, you need any edge you can grab your hands on.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had multiple times when I played my 7-land Belcher list in Modern with 7 mountains. Everyone looked different. I even whiteboarded the unstable ones, which are looking horrible as fuck. I'm sorry, monetization. But yeah, if your opponent isn't concentrating because he is thinking about lands, it's always the correct play to do so. And here it will be interesting now, because if the Swords of Fire and Ice can get rolling in the next few turns, it can matter a lot now.
It definitely can.
Yeah, and here it looks like, how does it do it now? 2, 6, 7.
He has 9 mana, so he can.
He can play a Reality Smasher.
No, not quite.
Sure.
Why? He has 9 mana.
He has on the bottom side with the Cavern of Souls, the Cave of Coilers, and the Ancient Tomb, he has 7 mana. And now he has 2 Eldrazi Temple. On the bottom.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
And with the Eye of Ugin, he
True, yeah.
can play a Reality Smasher and attack for lethal.
Maybe there's another Skycliff?
There's 2.
Yeah, if there is another card
Smashers.
in the hand of... It needs to be a Skycliff. No, it doesn't need to be a Skycliff. A Skycliff would be the most profitable, because it can just kill the Eldrazi Mimic.
Maybe a flicker. Yeah, no.
Ah,
Yeah.
it's enough.
It's game, unfortunately. I think he has to play around this.
Yeah.
You have to take the 1 turn off to attack, and for next turn you are allowed to attack.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we have another 2-0 lead before sideboarding, but yeah, let's see how it goes, because
Sideboarding can
cards-
change or mix things up.
yeah, we have the Swords to Plowshares for Christoph Igelsböck, which are
Yeah.
huge, which will come in. I think the Containment Priest will come in
Mm-hmm.
to turn off the Vial.
The Honest
And-
Dust for sure.
And I think you don't board in Warship. And yeah, the Oldest Dust will be boarded in.
The Warship. Yeah.
Yeah, you have Skycliff. You don't want
Yeah,
your opponent to
not
have
really.
more outs against this.
Would you really put Containment Priest in?
Mm,
It depends if you have more things to put out. You want to put out the 4 Chalice of the Void,
Nah. What I mean is, with Containment Priest, the Flicker Wisp from Mario will be hard removal.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I
I completely missed this.
On the other
don't
hand,
think-
he can combine the priest with his own displacers to also provide
yeah.
hard removal. So
Yeah.
I think he wants to have them in.
Eldrazi Displacer and Containment Priest are really great in fair matchups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of funny thing, because I also think Mario will put the Containment Priest maybe in.
I don't
really?
think that Mario
I
wants
don't
it,
think so. I also don't think so. Yeah.
because it turns off his Ether Vial, and Ether Vial is
Yeah.
normally a really big part in his game plan.
And this
But what are the cards that Mario wants to board in? Is it a Consult Judgment, maybe?
Definitely the paths.
the paths for sure.
There are no basics. No basics, yeah. So you want to board in the 2 paths?
Yeah, even if he has one waste or two, it doesn't matter. You want removal for the threats.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm,
What do you think
Um,
about Cataclysm here in this matchup?
I like it actually.
Yeah,
because
me too.
because there are not a lot of different card types or permanent types from Christoph. He for sure will trim or board out or some of the chalices. So I mean, yeah, Eldrazi are big, but I think Cataclysm will or potentially do a lot of work for Mario.
Yeah, I kind of disagree. The problem is for me that in the early games, Mario will be behind, because Christoph will for sure put out in the first 2 to 3 turns the bigger creatures. And Cataclysm is normally something for me that can kill some planeswalkers or some stuff like that. You really want it against planeswalkers like Oko or something like that. And against Christoph, it's for me not that good, because some lands that he has are really impactful, and even if it's only 1, like Eldrazi Template can provide 2 mana for most of his threats, and he only needs 4, so it's basically 1 of 2 lands that he needs to have. And he can keep a Fortnite Seer or in Reality Smash, and I think these are more impactful, like the one of Luminac Aspirant that can stay on the board for Mario.
Yeah, it's basically like you play Cataclysm then when you can profitably get ahead.
Yeah.
But
And the question is, how often is the situation for Mario?
I think it's actually quite often, honestly.
Okay.
I also think so. Yeah.
Yeah. It certainly shuts down the Eye of Ugin value train, and I mean, yeah, like you said, it can be a bad situation if Christoph is able to keep one big smasher and just run away with the rest that stays on the board. But most of the time, I think Cataclysm just serves as the basic principle that you have in fair matchup, which is removal and threats, like we had in the last matchup before. And Cataclysm just, I think, fully serves this purpose.
Okay.
While also stopping the Eye of Ugin value train. And I think this is quite a thing that Mario wants access to after separating.
And also it comes around the claws from the Reality Smasher,
Also true, yeah.
because it doesn't target.
Yeah, but he would keep the Reality Smasher. So
But
that's
maybe
my
he has
point.
2.
Yeah, but if he has two on the board, he will. If he has to pay for mana to do something like that, lose most of the time.
Yeah,
So
but
but we will see.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll see.
skeptical about it.
for sure, yeah. I mean,
And-
maybe, yeah, of course, like you said, it is a swingy card and might be a little bit iffy sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we have the situation actually here, because Mario develops his board, he plays a creature, he gets a better skill from.
Very good for him.
It's
Yeah.
very good for him, but he can't cast Cataclysm anymore because he most of the time has more creatures out than Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
That's simply not true, because you can keep the Better Skull and you can keep the Stoneforge and
Then have to bounce it again. Then you have to bounce
Why
it
you have to bounce it again?
because you have to sacrifice the token.
Yeah, you can just equip it to the or bounce it. Yeah, you can bounce it, or you can equip it to the next best thing.
Yeah, but you don't have the mana to bounce it because you have to sacrifice all but one land.
Ah,
That's the problem I have. You have to sacrifice so many small things that you are allowed. Because if you have 5 mana, you could have, and it would have been a list with a Mishra's Factory or something like that. You can animate the factory to have an land as a creature, so you can keep the creature or some stuff like that. But yeah, it will be interesting, and we will see how it will be boarded.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a Swords to Plowshares on the Germ token.
On the Germ token, yeah.
And
What
yeah,
do we have
that's
else?
really, really key for Mario here. So he's for me a little bit advantage.
Yeah, forcing Christoph to use the sword on the Germ token is a good thing for Mario for sure.
Yeah.
You can rebounce the Better Skull, deploy it next turn, and keep on with the attacking.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, it will be.
We also kind of got the hint that Christoph did in fact bought in the Containment Priest because he put the Cavern on Cleric.
Yeah, I've seen this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this should be in his deck.
Okay.
And there's a Matter Reshaper.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this turn you would. Yeah, here's the decision if you're. Okay, it's a 3-2. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, you bounce. You bounce end of turn.
Yeah, and here we have the path to exile on the Matter Reshaper most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
It denies him the
want to give your opponents some
Jakatra.
value
Yeah.
and bounce the Better Skull
But-
back to hand.
Honestly, I kind of think that it is a little bit more or less greedy. Not greedy, but kind of throwing away the removal spell a little bit, because the Better Skull just holds off the Reshaper any day.
Yeah, that's true actually.
And
Yeah, I kind of agree here.
And I think I would rather take 3 damage here and then keep my path for bigger stuff that's to come from Christoph's side.
Yeah. What does Matter Reshaper say? 3 or less? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only Plague Engineer, Eldrazi Displace, Matter Reshaper, and Eldrazi Mimic, and the whole lands.
Yeah.
I mean, you negate the card draw.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean there is Lotus Petal.
The Richard port here on the Caves of Koilos is really big. Because if he has another sword, he has to use it now, and then he has then Mario has the Better Skull on the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
End of turn. Activate. Battle
Christoph
Sky
is a little bit
in-
light on lands actually. He needs more
Yeah.
mana as it seems. So if I would be Mario, I would really focus on denying Christoph mana development and just porting him and trying to find more ways to stumble him on mana.
And
Yeah.
with that, I like the decision to negate the flip effect of the Matter Reshaper even more.
Mm-hmm.
And also porting the caves is just so huge.
Let's see if he continues with it.
Oh,
And
Christoph used a wasteland. Okay. On the board, this makes sense. He wants to make sure that he has white mana.
Yeah. Or even, I mean, the black mana he does have because of the Urborg.
Yeah.
But yeah. Colored mana is always the problem for
For the Eldrazi deck.
the Black Wild Eldrazi
Yeah.
deck. Oh, okay. It is actually again on the Charm token.
Yeah, this just feels so bad. You just
Yeah,
deny the token for 2 turns, let's say.
Instant jealous on 5.
and even then, Stoneforge works around.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Oh, Flicker Wisp.
Oh, Flicker Wisp.
Very
that's
good.
Really nice.
Very good interaction.
Okay. Let's see if we get a Mud of Runes for next turn.
Yeah. If you're stuck,
Yeah.
stuck on man like that. Oh, Vugan is a very good addition to his board. He can deploy Thoughtness here, for example, which would be able to trade with the Charm token. Again, simply trade, of course, but yeah.
And yeah, for the chat, bei Rüdiger nicht so tief, 11-11. Hopefully we can be in our local game store soon again.
Skycliff and Skycliff. Very good.
I think there goes a Skycliff.
This is a very Thoughtseize-proof hand, as Reduke would say.
Yeah.
But now I think there will be a Skyclave coming in.
Surprise.
I'm not sure. Oh yeah.
Taking the Fortnite. Yeah. Drawing
And
one card of it.
And attacking for 4. Oh yeah. That's so huge here.
Yeah, and attacking for even more because you have the Flicker Wisp too. So you're attacking actually for 8. Down to 4, and yeah. Let's see what
I think
Christoph
game
can
is
draw.
probably sealed up. It's
Probably,
Yeah.
yep.
It's another Skycliff for next turn.
yeah, and Christoph scoops it up.
So
We're heading into game 4.
fortunately, no 3-0 sweep. So will be a close matchup between both players. And yeah.
I thought it would be a close 3-0 sweep at first because of the 4 Plague Engineers in the main deck from Christoph. But it really doesn't seem like Death and Texas is so fragile or so
Susceptible.
vulnerable to Plague Engineer.
No,
Yeah.
it's much better nowadays.
I mean, for this game, it was more the lack of mana from Christoph's side and that Maverick got a turn to Stoneforge. And he kept redeploying the Better Skull every turn.
Yeah, definitely. That was what won the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it will be definitely interesting how it shapes up now.
But even if in the non-Stoneforge Battleskull draws with the Luminarch Aspirants, you have so many ways to outgrow the Plague Engineer that I think it's not that bad, even with 4 in his opponent's deck.
Certainly not. But you still would rather not have your opponent have access to 4 copies in the deck.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So what is this advertisement now? Okay. It seems like a misclick from Mario.
Oh no.
So he will be connected shortly.
Shortly.
He has to turn on the camera now.
There we go. Perfect.
And here we have him again. So he just cheated, took another deck, but no.
And now he's playing Snowco.
And we just
We have the whole information. There was no boards that to look at, no deck manipulation. I mean, and we have trust in our community to do no shady things.
Oh,
English
yeah.
can be hard sometimes. But yeah, it's wow, another raid from Legacy Hanover. Thank you, thank
Oh,
you,
very
thank you.
Very
nice.
great. Thank
18
you
people.
for
Thank
rating
you.
us.
So you
So
seem to like have a channel for your LGS too. So have you had some paper play too?
that's great. Always more paper legacy. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Legacy love, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Always. We are in the middle of the quarterfinals from the Austrian Legacy League Cup. It's basically a 16-person tournament that spans about 2 months worth of legacy play.
Yeah, and currently we have a best of 5 quarterfinals between Christoph Igelsböck and Mario Hinterberger. Christoph Igelsböck is currently leading 2-1. He won both matches pre-sideboarding, and the only sideboarded game was won by Mario Hinterberger. True Andy 91 in the chat already won the first quarterfinals of today on Rakdelva against Absan Maverick. He won a reverse sweep with him losing the first 2 non-sideboarded games and then winning all 3 sideboarded games.
Oh yeah, that was such a cool match to look at and to
Yeah.
commentate. And the
And-
next one, the next challenge of the Void on 1,
Mm-hmm.
the third one now.
Yeah, and with that, I wasn't thinking that he would let it in.
Probably
If I'm
on the
completely honest.
yeah, of course, better on the play than on the draw. So you might have switched it up there.
Stefan is unfortunately not in the tournament because Stefan is living in Vienna, and this was at first meant to be played out only in the shop in Linz, and we moved it then up to the online format. Maybe we will have it in a future tournament.
Oh yeah, definitely. We are looking to expand our tournament.
And we have a look here at the cards from Mario Hinterberger, and a Cataclysm which was boarded in was taken out of the hands from Mario.
The Aspirant can really grow to a big threat if it stays on the board.
Imagine a growing Batterskull each turn.
Yeah.
That's even better.
Yeah.
That would be better skull.
Oh, that pun was so bad, but I loved it.
Yeah. I mean, basically every card is known for Christoph, and we have basically 2 lands, a Wasteland and a Caracas, a Batterskull and a Swords to Plowshares in the hand of Mario. Taking another hit of 4, or the first hit of 4 actually, down to 16 is not a big problem. But the Blast Zone on 2 in the next few turns will be definitely a problem for Mario to face.
For our chat, you can rewatch the whole tournament on YouTube. The link is in our channel info down below. Would be great if you leave a subscribe and just watch some rounds of paper webcam magic.
Yeah, and we have the top 8 grid, unfortunately only in a small app where you can subscribe to, where you see, but you can look up the deck lists on the stream currently. We are Cardboard Live. You have it on the left, on the right side, the deck lists of Christoph and Mario. And I don't think that
We can show
Passport.
the tournament plan for some time.
Yeah, for sure. We can do this between the
We can do this after this match
after
and
this match. Yeah,
and before the interview from the winner. So
Yeah,
then we
for sure.
can definitely explain the tournament structure. It's a little bit different than what you're probably used to, because we took a lot of inspiration from the football World Cup or Football Cup series.
Yeah, for sure. Currently searching up something on Cardboard Live in between, because unfortunately Cardboard Live doesn't really work for me, unfortunately, on my web browser anymore. I maybe have to talk to James Shu on this issue, because it's a little bit uncomfortable. But yeah, we have here the organizer, and I don't know if I can provide you. I don't think that I can open the deck list for anyone. So unfortunately, it's not possible for me, I think, to copy this one. But maybe I send the link to Philip, and maybe you can look it up. I will put this into the chat in Zoom. Maybe you see here the players and the deck lists, and if that is correct, we can put the link into our Twitch chat.
Yeah,
and
right. Okay.
Shame on you, Jonas, for coming late. And a little bit back on the match here. We have the Blast Zone got wastelanded, which is important, and here we have a Council Judgment. It depends if you want to strengthen the Swords to Plowshares for a few more turns, but I think it would have been even a correct play to get rid of the Chalice here.
Ooh, a 5/5. Better Skull is, oh my god, that's so good.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe we can see here the next 2-3. The next comeback,
comeback win,
Yeah.
Maybe
And,
Maverick can make it,
We hope for 5 matches every game, or every match actually. So I mean,
we demand 5 matches.
we demand 5 games in all of our matches.
5 games, sorry. 5 games, yeah.
I mean here, I kind of completely missed that. Okay, he was using the wrong life totals to subtract and add the lives. But I kind of agree here with not voting for the Chalice of the Void, because now the Swords to Plowshares are stranded in hand, in Christoph's hand too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and Swords to Plowshares are the only cards that can kill the Germ token.
For sure. And Mario doesn't need swords of his own. At this point, he has a far bigger board, and he's fine with the Chalice on the board.
Yeah, I think there is.
That's the thing. Why I would bought out the Chalices or leave the swords in the sideboard.
Yeah, I think you need swords, so for sure. So I would also rather bought out the Chalice.
A clean 4 Chalice for 4 Swords to Plowshares. Because
pretty much.
It's a really, really big feel bad moment actually.
Mm.
And he got rid of the Matter Reshaper and gets in for 4, 5, and another 6. So 11 damage.
Do you agree here with attacking from the Stoneforge?
I kind of do.
Sure.
I kind of do, yeah. I mean, the 1 damage does not matter because he has lethal anyways next turn.
But it makes the Luminac Aspirant lonely lethal. Which
this is true. This is true.
A small portion.
I mean, not really, because he would have had another trigger next turn.
This is an Olis Dust.
Yeah, Olis Dust is a big swingy card, and I'm not sure if it is enough for Christoph, because there's still the Battle Skull on the battlefield, which
Yeah, but no mana.
No
I mean,
mana.
he has the mana to bounce.
Yeah.
But he's on 27 life, so
He has a lot of
got
time, yeah.
A little bit of time, yeah.
but
Yeah, with the Wasteland
the
here,
Wasteland
it's-
is very good, and if Christoph can add 1 or 2 creatures to this board, he can turn it around.
Is this? What is this? Ah, it's the Recruit of the God,
Recruiter,
which is basically perfect.
this
Oh yeah.
serves as a tutor 4.
Let's see what he gets here. Maybe even a Stoneforge Mystic. It wouldn't be that bad.
Mm-hmm. Flicker Wisp is also
Flicker Wisp is
fine.
better.
Yeah, it's better.
It is
Definitely better.
the flying threat, which is basically unblockable, is for sure.
Yeah, and it resets the Battle Skull too, which
It-
was my thinking because of
True.
with Stoneforge.
True.
So yeah, really intense gameplay between both players, and it seems like Devon Texas is coming out on top.
Oh yeah.
Because basically the ancient tomb is turned off here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Somewhat.
And here you get in with the recruiter.
He missed this. I
Yeah,
think
you
he
have to
played-
get them with
he,
the
he
recruiter.
played too fast here.
Yeah, you have to get them with the recruiter just that the Flicker Wisp is lethal on the next turn.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think that there is any life gain possibly for Christoph.
Yeah, maybe a second all is dust.
No, I think
No,
he,
Okay, he's
he only plays one.
he has only 1, yeah.
Ah, okay. I totally missed this.
But since we demanded 5 games, we are heading to our
We
5th
are-
game.
Getting 5 games. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah. So Philip, you were able to look up every play on the link.
I just copied and pasted the link actually in the.
Okay.
No, it
I
doesn't.
haven't tried it.
It
I
doesn't
just
work for
copied-
me. It doesn't work for me. So
Okay. So the link is that. That was my question. That you should look it up if it works
Oh,
for you,
okay.
because it's normally closed information only for the tournament organizer, and it was maybe the deck lists are out.
What were goals? You just wanted to have all the
The deck lists we have.
deck lists. We've got them on another space.
We have it here on this link, I think.
from the Austrian Legacy Cup from our website.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this should be it. So here are the links for all our competitors. We had some serious spice in there. We had, basically Bug Ninjas, Eldrazi Stompy, which is basically the Black Wild Eldrazi deck is playing. 4-color Loam, Devon Texas, Mario Hinterberger currently playing. Then Lance, Jan Hogak, Manuel Danninger, which is playing in the quarterfinals. Andreas Schaubmayer and Rackdelber, he was winning his first quarterfinals. Michael Mitter on Goblins, Michael Höller on Devon Texas, Manuel Hochjäger, Rackdelber next week playing against Jonas Bauernfeind. Also on Rackdelber, Christian Neutz, Elves, myself on Band Painter, Christian Münster on Absan Maverick. He unfortunately was reverse week by Andreas Schaubmayer in the first quarterfinal of today. Daniel Pernosch on Ad Nauseam Tendrils, and Klein Philipp on Black Death. And yeah, Mario is copying you, Andy. Yeah, it will be a really feel bad moment if Mario loses this game now, but it will be a really big feel bad moment for Christoph too if he will lose the round after being up 2-0. But yeah, we'll be close here, and here we have the Ethervile on 1, which is basically the crucial card you need to resolve here. But we have an Eldrazi Displacer here, which is kind of the mirror breaker.
Yeah.
I don't think so. You just have to put a Stoneforge Mystic in, and then he can blink what he wants. you get all the equipment.
I mean,
Then you sort it, and then you sort it, and then you just go to town.
Yeah.
What does he play here? Oh, a Chalice on 1. In response, there should be the Swords to Plowshares. Yeah.
In
Oh, yeah.
response, a legacy podcast. I'm sorry.
Where we talk about legacy most of the time, actually.
By the way, if you're interested in legacy podcasts, we have one ourselves. I think this weekend we are airing our new episode. It's basically everywhere on Stitcher, on Spotify, on iTunes, and Pocket Casts, Google Podcasts, basically everywhere. And you can hear us three guys talking about legacy. So tune in, and it would be great to have you on.
And this is the Spirit of the Labyrinth, which will die to a Plague Engineer.
But it's kind of okay because
it's now on Spirit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting that he kept the card in, actually.
Yeah, I mean, what are the cards that you need some cards that survive through the Plague Engineer, actually.
Yeah, Spirit doesn't fit it, Bill.
Yeah.
But Spirit is another creature type.
Yeah, but I would
Yeah.
play a Lernic Relic Water over the Spirit of the Labyrinth.
Yeah, that's kind of true too. You want some cards that can kill a Chalice if it comes to. Maybe he had brought it in the 4th or 5th game because I wasn't expecting any Chalice of the Void
Maybe.
from Christoph after side.
And maybe the spirits are better than the Thalias. Because they're just more
that's
power.
kinda
Because
true
the
too.
3/1, yeah, okay, I can totally see that.
I mean, both creatures don't block without pumping
Mm-hmm.
Fortnite Seer.
Yep.
And here you activate in response a legacy podcast. Put in the Better Skull, gaining a Charm token, gaining a 4/4 Vigilance, Life Linker, and
And the Skycliffe Apparition.
Nice. Could this be
Okay.
close?
Council's Judgment,
Wow.
Walking Ballista, and
another Stoneforge.
This is very
That's a good hand.
still a good hand for Mario. So I'm thinking
If he has a land, he can search up a sword and bring it in.
yeah. I mean not on the same turn, but yeah. Oh, because he already has a Stoneforge on the battlefield. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What are your attacks here? Just attack with Illumina Gasprint.
Oh, that's a huge Better Skull again.
Let's think about it. On the Stoneforge.
So you can attack with everything. Yeah, you don't want the Skycliffe to get blocked. Yeah, and the Judgment is exiled. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter in this matchup. Wow. I just got upgraded.
By what?
I just got some Schilcher.
My wine is already gone, so I'm gonna stay with water. Because if I drink even more, then I can't commentate. Well.
Yeah, commentating with some
With some wine is good, but with a lot
You
of
call
wine
it disadvantages, I call them advantages.
For my tongue, it's disadvantage. For my brain, it's advantages.
Yeah. But like you said, the Schwicher, it should taste great. So I'm not sure if it is a disadvantage.
Yeah, I like it, but I'm more the red wine guy.
Okay.
I think we've talked about it this week already.
Yeah.
The problem is that my red wine is in a room where it is really, really cold. And yeah,
That's
you can't
the-
drink red wine where it's 5 degrees or something like that.
Oh
5
no.
degrees Celsius. And
That's the error in the system.
I was in vacation in South Styria last year, and we were tasting some wine there. And the sommelier, do you also say sommelier in English? I'm not sure now.
I think so.
the wine testing guy.
The wine testing guy basically said one thing that stuck in my head, and it was naked girls and warm wine don't have something to hide. And I think he's right. So
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But what are the crucial parts that we will see here? I think. Where does the counter from the aspirant go?
on the apparition, okay?
Yeah, so it can at least block the 2/1 Eldrazi Mimic if it would attack. I mean, it would for sure not. But yeah.
As
it's-
long as there isn't Eye of Ugin, I think Mario is good.
Yeah, but here we have a Reality Smasher.
Yeah, that's kind of okay.
Yeah, he's attacking. I mean, that the life totals are high enough that he can, yeah, basically heal through it with the Battle Skull for next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really it's a really interesting matchup here. Because you activate the Stoneforge here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you just jump block the Fortnite here?
Probably. I would
You-
block the Fortnite.
You trade then.
Yeah, you trade.
You trade, but you get
You draw a card and you get 4 life. You only go down 6.
yeah,
Go down to 18.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and 18 is still a healthy life total
Yeah.
with this board.
He needs to make sure that he can deal with their smashers in the following turns. But with the help of the Battle Skull, this should be manageable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And another land that seems kind of good.
Yeah, it depends on what the draws are for him. But yeah, any Skyclave or something like that, this is really huge. The problem is, which is just unfortunate, that he will be dead to, yeah, the one of oldest dust.
It's
in
true.
A lot of cases.
The Thought Not Seer. Did he draw actually? I'm not sure. Of the Thought Not
Ooh,
Seer.
this is huge now.
Yeah, he drawed from the
He drew? Okay.
Fortnite here.
Mhm.
And the GT is really huge here.
Getting in. I kind of disagree here with putting the cheetah on the Luminac Aspirant. Because you don't want to block with the Skyclave. So it kind of makes sense to attack with the Skyclave. If you have to jump block. But yeah, it's up to...
And the
yeah.
Meta Reshaper.
And yeah. So, and if the Eldrazi Smasher has to stay at bay, it's a really good sign for our second reverse sweep of the day.
Yeah, he has now 5 mana, so he can bounce and bring the Battle Skull back in the same turn, or just equip. Ooh, that's huge. That's huge.
Because this means now that he has an 8/8.
Or 7/7, I think.
Yeah, I would have.
The 7/7, yeah.
I would have pumped the.
The
Sky-
No, it
Skyclave?
doesn't.
The
No, it
Skyclave?
doesn't make sense to pump because it still kills both creatures with a double block.
Mm.
Yeah.
It just doesn't
And
matter.
and he and yeah, Mario can just use the single counter to decrease the attack of the Meta Reshaper, and then they kill it. Yeah. That
I
was
think it's okay.
Yeah, it's still okay if you trade your Skyclave for both of the creatures and they gain a 4/4 spirit token. It's still okay. It's still okay because you still have the. I mean, they gain a spin with the Matery Shaper and the 4/4 creature token if they double block the spirit. Okay, so he just blocks with the one creature. He gets in for 4 damage with the Luminac Aspirant. Okay, he's just
He's pumping it. He's pumping it, so he gets in for 6.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's still fine too, yeah. Unfortunately, and not really useful land for Christoph. And let's see what he top decks here. I think he has.
Is there an option for
now 2
Olisast?
cards in land.
Is there an option?
Yeah, he could just cast an Olisast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, another Matery Shaper is good here.
Yeah, I mean,
Spinning the wheel another turn. Okay, he's just killing it. Hopefully end of turn. Yeah. Eldrazi Displace is huge here. But he doesn't have the white mana here. Or does he need... No, he doesn't need any white.
no, it is colorless, yeah.
Yeah, that's really, really huge now.
I mean, is it?
Yeah, because it just taps down the Luminac Aspirant. It can reset everything. And he can do this next turn, twice a turn. The Batterskull can't attack because it just blinks the token.
The Batterskull is equipped to the Skyclave.
Yeah, but he just blinks the Skyclave.
Yeah.
If he blinks the Skyclave, then
yeah, he
then
can't
his
he
place
can't
is
blink
gone.
the Skyclave. That's true. That's true. I mean, if he blinks
And
the Skyclave,
Displacer just blinks creatures, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but he still gets an he still gets the 4/4 token out of it.
Yeah, he can't blink the Batterskull. He can just blink the
Skyclave, yeah. I think
the Skyclave exiled Fortnite here. Oh, okay, I get it now.
yeah. That's the problem here.
Yeah, on the other hand, the Skyclave can then remove the Displacer.
Yep.
If he chose to.
It depends how he will handle the situation.
I think the best draw would be now another Skyclave. Oh my god, this card is so good.
Yeah, just more
the
removal.
card is amazing. For me, I thought that Death and Texas on Band Paint is just a walk in the park, but Skyclave shaped this matchup really, really big because there are so many interaction pieces now for him. Pre-boarding with my pieces, it's amazing. Yeah, it's
Okay, he takes the swing.
so. Who took the swing? Mario, yeah.
No. Christoph
Christoph
takes
took
the swing from the Batterskull Skyclave apparition.
Okay. Yeah, and the Luminac Aspirant was blinked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
He can still, if he doesn't tap anything now, he can still bounce the Batterskull and bring it in the same turn to block.
Yeah.
And that's still really favorable.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, he even double ported.
That's one thing I don't agree here. Especially not with the port on the Ancient Tomb.
Yeah.
The Ancient Tomb would tap for black. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean,
It
at this
depends.
point,
If he needs 2 mana, it's
I think it's It's a better target than one of the caverns.
Yeah, actually, it's true. Yeah, this is the better land too. It just removes options from Christoph.
Yeah. Because sometimes he wants to use the double mana. Because now he's out of Reality Smasher mana or something like that.
Yeah, okay, I didn't see that.
And you can't play now a Matter Reshaper
Or all
and
is
still
dust.
have mana up for a Blink or All is Dust, yeah. Because All is Dust is still a card that is very, very unfavorably for Mario.
It is still interesting and not clear who will be.
Yeah,
I mean,
here we have the sword now.
It looks like Mario is ahead, and I think he's ahead. But I think, yeah, the Displacer looks
I think you really, really want him to force him to use it on the Skycliff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean,
That's also okay.
Yeah. He makes sure to generate 2 big threats, and he can only blink 1. But for sure, he might just. Yeah.
Yeah, he can just blink 1.
He can blink
The
1.
other one, the other one dies.
not the other one
Gets
has to
through.
be jump blocked.
Yeah, has to be jump blocked or gets through.
Yeah, the other Eldrazi dies.
Yeah, because if he blinks the Skyclave, it's kind of hard because with all the triggers happening, the reality not the Reality Smasher, the how's it called?
Illuminate?
No.
The Displacer?
The Displacer would be just killed with the cheetah and the Sword of Fire and Ice trigger.
Maybe he's got the Flicker Wisp or something in hand.
Okay. I mean, if he has a Flicker Wisp in hand, it would be amazing.
That's
because he can just Flicker Wisp in response to the come into play effect that he can flicker Skyclave again, so that the first part will resolve, but the second part has no target because there is no card in exile for it. So he would get the Chalice of the Void for free, and I think he still has 1 Swords to Plowshares in his hand. Or there are huge possibilities that there is still 1 Swords to Plowshares in hand.
Oh yeah.
For Mario Hinterberger. I mean, the same goes for Christoph Igelsböck.
But Christoph doesn't have white mana.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So he would need white mana and the Swords to Plowshares. And for white mana, he only has the 3 Lotus Petal and the 4 Caves of Coilers. And the 2 Caracas.
2 Caracas.
Yeah. So basically 6 outs. Or 9 outs.
I gotta say, I'm kind of happy with switching to best of 5 and just streaming 2 quarterfinals this week. It really pays off.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally.
I mean, for both matches, if it came down to this, was a 2-0 sweep for Christoph and vice versa for Christian Münster.
Yeah.
And now we most likely have Mario Hinterberger and Andy Schaubmayer advancing with both and reverse sweep. But I mean, this game is not closed. We are not allowed to call a winner here. It's a really, really close call for Christoph, I think. He has to think about various different cards, and will be kind of interesting.
But I really like best of 5. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, for sure.
More magic is always better.
Yeah, definitely. And what is the blink here?
The Skyclave just looks so dangerous to be blinked.
Yeah, both creatures look dangerous to be blinked. That's the problem. But I think you have to take the Skyclave, yeah.
take the Skyclave, it will be returning and dealing with the Displacer for sure, yeah.
Yeah, and there's the 4/4 token.
4 token should be coming for Christoph, yeah.
And
Oh, okay, he blinks Desperate. And killing the double blocking the Skyclave.
okay, this and
Yeah.
wait. Okay, and because of the and the reality smasher survives because the displaces is 3/3.
Yeah, but I still think that's okay.
Sure.
The the fuck. I just lost my thought here.
It says quarterfinals 1 because it's the first day of quarterfinals. So,
Yeah.
And next week it's quarterfinals 2.
Yeah, and what I wanted to say is because he has still all the equipments on board, so you can just make a huge Luminac Aspirant.
Yeah.
Or equip the Stoneforge Mystic and the Aspirant and go to town.
This is really swinging.
2 swords to plowshares, yeah.
Oh wow.
And
So a Skyclave Apparition can really turn this match. Not turn this match, but
Seal the
just
deal.
Seal the deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it at this point it's still not so clear from my point of view.
I mean, Mario has a lot of time because it's basically at 40 life.
Yeah, that's true. And Mario is.
And do we see the Skyclave now? A recruiter. So there's the
Recruiter for
Skyclave.
Skyclave, yeah.
And here I disagree with the play of. No, it doesn't matter how it taps. But you would have been able to utilize the 2 Rishadan ports.
Use the vial.
mana for them. Yeah, he used the vial, but for the Flicker Wisp he can't.
Flicker Wisp, okay, why the Flicker Wisp? I mean, it is a flying threat.
Because he wants to just flicker the chalice and then put it on 0.
Yeah, that's a good play too.
It's also fine.
Yeah.
And now sort both? I don't think that works. You can sort just the
Thought Knots here, and then you
I
can
would
draw a
sort
card, and then you can sort the Smasher by discarding the card.
Smasher, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it works.
Yeah,
And then
here you pump the okay, this I would have attacked with the core here with the Stoneforge because it would have been a 3/4 and the +2/+2 would have meant that it was been a 4/6 that it would
And
have
he
been,
again missed the Luminac Aspirant trigger.
which
Yeah.
is here bigger as it seems.
yeah, those added up. How many triggers have been missed at this point?
I think the second or at
The
least
second I think is
Okay.
maybe
it's the second.
third.
Yeah, this is small details that are important.
With the chalice now it turned off for the Lotus Petal. For the white mana for
He has a Caracas.
These
No.
characters, yeah. For white mana for what? What do you mean?
The sword.
okay for the swords, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, it's the Caracas now, yeah.
I think the Lotus Petal might be boarded out.
No, he has one in hand.
Oh, really?
He showed it into the camera. Yeah.
Really? Okay. Surprised.
Yeah, you need it to cast all the various cards. You can't board out Petal.
I think sometimes he does, but this may depend on the colored cards that he has in the deck also yeah.
Yeah, and here we have the Swords to Plowshares. But on which
that's
creature?
Okay.
On Flicker Wisp, yeah.
Probably on
kinda okay.
Flicker Wisp, yeah.
Because if you pump the Aspirant now, it's a 2/2, then you put the sword on it. Okay, that's not good enough. Maybe pump the Stoneforge Mystic with the Aspirant and put the sword on the Stoneforge Mystic. Then it would be yeah, it would be big enough. It would be 4/5, 5/6.
Mm-hmm.
then it would be big enough. Yeah.
Okay, it's a sword in response. Okay.
On the
Makes
equip.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he would only gain 5 life, but which would seem basically fine, I would say. Yeah.
He has still a sword in hand that can
Yeah.
get rid of the reality smasher.
Or the 4/4 token, which would be something big too.
I think is it the 4/4? Yeah. It
Yeah,
looks
it's a
like a
4/4.
2/2 here.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the 2/2/2. But yeah, it was the one from the Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
Like a 2/2/2. Words are dangerous. But yeah, I mean, this best of 5 matches got really long today with reverse sweep
Yeah.
and 5-game matches all over the place. But yeah, let's see what Christoph can provide. He gains now a bigger board. Has now 3 creatures in play with a mimic. But let's look how the artifacts fare on the side of Mario Hinterberger. Because the one thing that will be scary in the near future is Eye of Ugin.
Yeah, definitely. And he doesn't have a wasteland.
For sure.
But yeah,
He needs to have a way now to go through.
and I think equipping onto the Mystic means now it's a 6/7. Is this the swords or is this the cheetah?
It's Better Skull and Cheetah
Okay,
on this.
this should be the swords to plowshares discarding
The Stoneforge. Oder, ja.
on which target? Discarding the Stoneforge on the Eldrazi, on
The
the
reality
Reality
smasher.
Ja.
and then getting in with the big creature.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And
Or
I
both
like
big
this.
creatures.
I like this
And
because
hopefully he doesn't forget his. He forgets it. Oh god.
it's trigger. But I like this because I think that Mario, the longer the game goes, even if Mario has a lot of life, actually things are getting better for Christoph the longer the
Yeah.
game goes.
Yeah.
So
If he
in-
finds Eye of Ugin,
Mhm.
it's basically.
He needs to
Game
make sure that the game ends fast.
Yeah, the problem is that it doesn't matter which creature Mario top decks with the amount of lands he has. His
Mhm.
creatures are bigger than the creatures of Mario.
Yeah.
Of Christoph.
Yeah.
Just because he has all 3 equipments in play, it makes a really big difference.
With the eye, he can get each turn a reality smasher.
He can get a big endless one, Reality Smasher, Fortnite Seers.
Or another Eldrazi Displacer and just blinks again the whole board.
Well,
Eldrazi Displaces one of the worst cards he can.
unfortunately, I think for Christoph, this is one situation where the Plague Engineers in his deck are a little bit problematic because you mentioned Endless One. Oh, sorry.
Skycliff, yeah.
No, Endbringer. This is the card that I wanted to talk about. I think he has no Endbringer in the deck.
No.
And this is probably because he needs to make room for the Plague Engineers. And so in this stage of the game, the Plague Engineers are becoming less and less valuable, whereas a card like Endbringer would be a very good card.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Endbringer exiles a card when it enters the battlefield or when it was cast. The card.
No, this is the 5/5 for 6 mana that you can activate, that you can ping anything or tap, I don't know, 2 or 3 mana and tap it to draw a card. It has a bunch of abilities and is a grindy and powerful
for 2
card.
mana and tap, it draws a card. For
Yeah.
1 mana tap, target creature can't attack or block this turn.
Yeah.
For tap, it pings target creature player and it untaps during each other player's untap step. It
Exactly.
costs 5 and 1 generic mana.
And it's a 5/5.
Yeah, it was
And it's
basically
a
a
5/5.
mainstay in all
Mhm.
the Eldrazi Stompy decks. As
Yeah.
a one-off.
Exactly.
Yeah, it untaps each untap step.
Mm-hmm.
Each end step? I'm not sure now.
Untap step.
Untap step, yeah.
And another small creature for the mimic, in form of the mimic jumped. And yeah, it's getting dire here.
Daya.
Yeah, it's really, really problematic for Christoph. The problem is that, yeah, the one card that can win him the game is still basically Alles Dust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If he draws an Alles Dust, he's in a good shape, but he needs one card that can come back from the Alles Dust. He needs some form of intaction.
Yeah, Plague Engineer is probably not good enough.
I mean, Plague Engineer at least kills one of the two creatures, but yeah, that's everything. But yeah, you just take the 2 counters of the cheetah and then
you Vamu!
Vamu!
Vamu help!
Yeah, Vamu is just a big creature type.
And now you equip the GT to the Aspirant,
Mhm.
and then it's basically game.
Yeah.
Or the better skill to the Aspirant. That's also okay.
You typed it wrong.
Well, if you want to type it correctly, it is also wrong from your side.
You mean this one?
And Christoph scoops it up. So we are heading into the semifinals with Mario Hinterberger on Defend Texas. Woo, that's great. We will have Mario Hinterberger on our winner's interview.
So
Awesome.
we will take a short break of approximately
3 to 4 minutes, I
Yeah,
think. Not
basically.
the whole 5 minutes, just really short now.
Mm-hmm. Set
and we will
everything
set
up.
the interview up. Yeah. And talk to you soon.
Awesome. See you in a bit. Go.
And now we are back with the winner of the second quarterfinal, with Mario Hinterberger, that has really made his comeback in the best of 5 matches. Now, Mario, tell us, how do you feel? I thought you weren't as favored as it seemed, and after sideboarding, it was you really took the games in your hand. What has changed, and how do you feel now advancing to the semifinals?
What has changed? I bought Mother of Runes and Thalia out and bought removal in. I drew Stoneforge Mystic with Battleskull. And I was very lucky because I played very badly. So fortunately it was on stream, so to show the people, hey, this is the way not to play it. Do it better than me. It just was lucky, to be honest. And so Iggy doesn't have any interaction.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
It seems like
something is that with Chalice on the Void, even in post-board games, both yours and his Swords to Plowshares are deactivated, so it's kind of bad for you both. But I think you have more removal spells in the form of Skycliff Apparition to deal with some bigger threats of him. So Luminarch Esprent is one of the best Magic cards. Can you agree with this one?
I agree. It's obviously too complicated for me to recognize all the triggers and to.
I think you missed three Luminarch Esprent triggers.
Free?
In the 5 matches.
Only free?
Yeah. There were 3 that I personally got, yeah.
To be honest, I think 3 is very underestimated. To be sure, it was more than 3, but it was. I was so focused. I was also very scared because Iggy talked about all this dust. So after he said that, all my mind went around. Hopefully, he doesn't draw all this dust.
Yeah.
Bad play from my side. Fortunately, it went well for me. So I'm very lucky to be in the next round. Yeah, I'm glad.
I gotta ask, what is this nice drawing on your side?
This
is wrong side, other side.
This one.
Yeah, this one.
This one. This is how do I call it? Campus Wales 2050. So I go to University of Applied Science in Austria in Wales, and so this was a project, and this was so badly drawn from my group and from me, and I liked it very much. So I decided to put it on my door.
Great! I love it.
Yeah.
It's so perfect, unperfect.
As bad as my playing style. Nah.
No, I think your playing today was no. No, it was certainly exciting. It was exciting to watch. It's really hard to keep focus for about 2 hours. It's really hard to be in depth talking to the other guy. Most of the time, if you play Magic, you play for basically 50 minutes most of the time. And if you have to do it for twice the amount, it's really hard.
Without the break. Normally you have breaks after 1 round, and it's just very hard here in best of 5. But I gotta say, I really like the best of 5 format. It takes away some kind of randomness.
Yeah.
And it brings the whole matchup is a little bit more even. It evens out the nuances, and really makes the better player or the win more often. Or the better deck,
Yeah. How comfortably were you thinking you were with best of 5 before playing this match?
Me?
Yeah.
It was my first time.
Yeah, for sure. So what are your
Oh.
thoughts before going into? Is it hard to play for 2 hours, or what is even a thought for you?
Yeah, it was pretty hard because I'm not used to it. It also I'm kind of also not nervous, but on voltage. So I'm on under current
Mm-hmm.
because if you lose 2 games, I'm for sure Andy has the same experience like me. Or
Oh yeah,
have
definitely.
experienced this. Yeah. Just you have to shut your mind down.
Mm-hmm.
So keep it quiet and be concentrated. This is exactly what I didn't do. So yeah, it's quite it is exhausting. Also, if we play Friday Night Magic in Linz every Friday, so join people. Yeah, there are 50 minutes and then it's over. Then you have a beer break or a cigarette break or anything like that. So you can calm down, and with 2 hours straightforward, it's kind of yeah, it's not very comfortable, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah, so just one more question. I think you're playing in the versus one of our next quarterfinalists.
Mhm.
So who do you want to play against? Who do you want to advance? It's basically the next quarterfinals are Manuel Hochegger on Ragdelver and Jonas Bauernfeind on Ragdelver. They are playing the mirror match. And then Chant Hogek from Manuel Danninger versus Matthias Höller, also on Death and Texas.
Yeah, I hope Michi wins. So DNT for the win, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Ragdelver versus Ragdelver, yeah, it's funny. Ragdelver should be favored. So
I think it's pretty even between both of them.
it's pretty even. Both are good players. I've played against Manuel 2 times, lost 2 times, 2-0, because he's a very good player, doesn't do any mistakes. Also to mention, he played 2 different decks. Yeah, it's for Jonas, it's a hard nut to crack, but I hope Michi wins.
Yeah. So I think when Michi wins, you would seem to play against each other in the finals, or would this be the semifinals match? Maybe.
Yeah, I hope.
Pull up
I think Michi is the second one. I think Michi is the 4th and Manuel the 3rd. So it will a DNT final would be great.
Yeah, it would be amazing to commentate on. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Would be really, really hard for us, but yeah.
For the fans, for the DNT fans, a pure DNT final. But I think we will meet in the what is it called in English? Half final? No.
Semifinals.
Semifinals. Thank you.
Yeah. So we have to contact XJ Cloud if he wants to join us on the stream.
Yeah, for sure.
And Phil again.
Oh, not really. No. Bad playing.
We'll talk about all the nuances you missed. No.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully, so I can learn. I can improve my playing style. So if they can analyze our playing styles, so we improve our skills, would be great.
I mean, that's basically all we want in Magic to be. Yeah, the worst time we are playing is today, because tomorrow we are better. And yeah.
Good attitude.
And as Gino said, it's not that bad if they both would look up to you, because Julian saw Gino mess up heavily on elves. So.
Okay. Julian is also
fine, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Julian is a very good elf player. He also streams sometimes on YouTube.
Yeah.
Where he uploads some videos, some leaks.
He even raided us with around 70 people.
78, I think,
yeah.
or 72.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
really big shout out to him.
Since Prague, since Prague, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With Prague, we spent a lot of time with him. It was
Gino does at least, yeah.
Gino. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I mean, Julian is a really, really nice guy.
He
definitely.
seems like, yeah.
So, do we have any other questions for our semi-finalists now?
I think that's it basically.
I think that
I also think that was it for tonight. If you like what we are doing, just subscribe, follow our channel or subscribe to our channel. It helps us get even more Magic to you or improve our channel. And also, it would be great if you follow us on Twitter. It's at Austrian_legacy. You can find me on Twitter. It's at FinneckMTG. It's PHINEKMTG. You, Daniel, how can we reach you?
Of course, also on Twitter, which is at FlyingDelver. And you, Peter?
you can find me at Unicorn Lord on Twitter, but the O in the Lord is a 0. Maro, can we find you somewhere?
No, I'm not very into social media.
So on the
Like-
Austrian
Yeah,
Legacy
that's
Cup.
fine. That's okay.
So we can find you on the Austrian Legacy Cup semifinals.
Yeah.
For sure.
Thank you. Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
with this, we're wrapping up. Subscribe, watch our VODs on YouTube. The link is down below in the channel description, and also you can find all our resources for the In Response and Legacy podcast. Also, the link is down below. And I think with this, we're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank you
for
very
watching.
much, Mario, for having you on.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to meet you now.
Thank you guys for watching. For our listeners.
Yeah.
And
Thank you. Subscribe.
we will see you next week on the same time. It's 20 p.m. CET with the second quarterfinals with the Ragdal Miro from Manuel Hochhecker and Jonas Bauernfeind, and the Chant Hogek from Manuel Danninger versus Michael Höller on Defend Texas. We will see you there, and until then, bye and be safe out there.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.